All right, everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. As always, let me know your thoughts in the chat. And here we go. Live stream is just about to kick off. I am so excited for this race. Let me know who's gonna win. Let me know your picks. I'm excited to see what those poll results are gonna be. So far, it looks like Jan is in the lead with 32 votes. That's super exciting. Oh, I've been waiting for this race for so long. Jan, Alistair, Christian. Wish Gustav was here, but man, not bad. Looks like a beautiful, beautiful day for the race. I've been getting pictures and videos from a guy I know there, and he says it's amazing. The crowd is going insane. The excitement is unreal. So it's gonna be great. Tri-Town, where can we watch today? If it's not working on YouTube for you guys, that's where I'm watching. The PTO Plus app, I heard, is the other the other way to watch it, as well as Eurosport TV. So I think those are your other two options, and I can look up some more options for you if those don't work. I believe you're in the UK, right? So you might have to use the PTO Plus app or Eurosport. Alright, so yeah, no problem, Tri-Town. Alright, I'm just making sure. How's the volume? How's everything looking? I was a little bit late to get started here. It is 11:20 at night here, so it's definitely a late race for me. So make sure you keep the chats coming so I can keep this entertaining for you. Wow, that looks like an amazing swim amongst those islands. A guy I was talking to who's at the race, he said he went for a swim and he swam a lap of the course, and he said there was quite a bit of swell and current, and he thought it might favor the stronger swimmers. So keep that in mind. They might get away from some of the other guys. They might get enough of a gap. I'm going to turn down their commentary a little bit more so I can talk to you guys. All right. Okay, and we've got the tracker going as well here on the left. That's from obstry.com. Christoph, he's an amazing developer, let me use that. So keep an eye on the tracker on my screen. This should be better than the PTO tracker that's currently going on. So keep an eye on the tracker there on the left-hand side of the screen. So far, Jan, you guys all think Jan is going to win? I would love to know why that is. Put that in the chat. I personally think Alistair is gonna do it. I think he's got enough training under his belt over the winter, and I think his injuries have always allowed him to stay relatively fit. They haven't like ruled him out of running and biking completely. They've just kind of kept him out for a little amount of time, and then he's been able to aerobically train for a while, not train really hard. So I think he's just developed a lot of fitness. And he said he did Ironman Sweden with pretty much no training specifically for an Ironman, and he smashed the course record and did the fastest ever British Ironman, I believe. So I think Alistair is really a special athlete. J Money, Jan hasn't competed in like a year. I don't think he's gonna win. Yeah, for a lot of people say that too. My heart tells me as well that it's gonna be so hard for him to win. It seems so unlikely. But man, I just remember, Jan's the reason I really kept watching and started watching in the first place, because he just seems unbeatable every time you see him on a start line. So just unreal. I've got the swim course map here on the screen, and just down below And so you guys can see it's an Australian exit, 2-loop swim, and so we'll see them come out pretty soon. Oh, I think the swim is so important for this race. If Jan and Alistair and Aaron Royal, Ben Canute, those guys can get away, there's enough firepower on the bike for the chase pack to be really struggling to catch up. And if they can get a gap on Christian Blumenfeld, that's the most important thing. So I'm actually really excited to see how the broadcast goes and if they do anything different and the commentating, because it's the start of the PTOs. This is, I believe, their third year of racing, so they should get better every single year. And I mean, just the fact that they're on Ibiza instead of Dallas, Texas, I think this is going to be a way more fun race to watch. So, but yeah, guys, keep joining in on the comments and in the chat. Please ask any questions, and I'll answer them. I'll do my best to keep commentating and adding insights as I can. Crafton, do I show the live broadcast? No, I don't. If it doesn't work on YouTube for you guys, then it will be on the PTO Plus app, which you can download, or on Eurosport TV. So, otherwise, there's a few other options. I believe beIN Sports has it right now, and there are some other options. I'll pull up some other options for you guys. Go to the PTO website. That should give you some more options as well. It's on, in Europe, it's on Discovery Plus and GCN Plus as well. But otherwise, yeah, PTO Plus is your best bet. And there is a web browser. So you can, I'll put it in here. There we go. Jeffrey Saylor, you want Jan to win? I know, I kind of do too. I feel like he honestly is a little... PTO Plus not showing it here, it seems. Only Eurosport? Okay, good to know. Thanks. I think they, because of broadcasting rights, I think they have to divvy it up into different regions because people pay to host their race. But back to Jeffrey, yeah, I want Jan to win. Yeah, I feel the same way. He feels like the underdog. Christian definitely feels like the favorite here. I saw right here that Obstry and his fantasy, Christian was picked by 51% of people, so I mean, I think he really is the favorite. It would be so good, I think, for Jan in his career to win and really just solidify his legacy, beat Christian, because Christian can always win later down the road. And we all know that Christian is probably gonna win, maybe deep down, especially if he keeps up on the swim. So, who's in the blue cap? Musty? Not so sure. Oh, I just heard the commentators say that Christian is losing a bit of time to the front. Guys, I really wouldn't doubt it right now if these guys at the front are just gonna swim like no other. I mean, these stronger swimmers really do so much better in a ocean sea swim like this, just because they're stronger. The other guys, like Christian, he's just used to swimming in a pool for the most part, other than his short course racing, which isn't the same. It's such a shorter distance, so this really favors stronger swimmers, and you can see how choppy it is. It's really good for the likes of Jan and Alistair. I want to see Magnus or Jason West podium at least. Got to get American up there. J Money, I would love Jason to do well in this. He could be a dark horse, man. His run is insane right now. I mean, in Oceanside, he said he really thought he could run a 106, like as if it was like, I'm comfortable to run a 106, and that's only ever been done a couple times in middle distance racing. So, yeah, he's a weapon right now. It all depends on how far back he is in the swim and the bike. Magnus, he could win. He could definitely win. Depends on his swim as well. He's gotten so good. It's good to see 1,000 people watching on the main stream on YouTube. That's awesome. I really want to PTO to grow this sport. It's amazing. And by the way, I've got my Jan Frodeno cap just in case he is winning, and I'm definitely putting it on. And I'm gonna hide my picks up here and say that I'd never picked Alistair Brownlee in the first place. Who is the mystery pro, big boy? Oh man, we all want to know, don't we? Do you guys have any guess who it is? I always thought maybe it was someone like Josh Amberger, an Australian who, just has no filter, just says whatever he wants. That would be my guess. So I'm going to hang in as long as I can with you guys. I'm definitely going to watch the whole men's race, and then I might call it a night early and just finish up watching the women's race on my own, as I do want to do highlights and commentary for this race, so people who didn't get to see it, especially in the States, can wake up and see what happened, because this is such a big race. If you guys have watched my channel for a long time, you'll know that I've talked about Jan and Alistair and Christian and Gustav racing since I started, because I mean that's the biggest story in triathlon right now, and especially since it's Jan's last year. So I'll be doing that. I'll make sure people can watch. Here we go. Who's out first? That's probably Kyle Smith would be my guess. Oh, Aaron Royal, Jan Frodeno, blue cap. I didn't see. Probably Alistair. Oh, I'm looking for Christian. I think I saw him there. Oh, Salvesberg. I thought he would be a good one. Newman's up there, 9 seconds back. Bishop made it. All right, that's looking good. That Australian swim exit can really separate some people. There we go. Blumenfeld 28 seconds back. That's quite a bit. He's got one more lap. Let's see if that stretches out a little bit further. They were all looking back to see where he was. You could tell when they got out for that Australian swim exit. So that's super exciting. Ditlev 42 seconds back. Cameron Worf 39 seconds back. That's pretty impressive. I mean, that's amazing. Oh, I can't wait to see what happens at the start of this bike, though. Ooh, is that Jason West? I didn't see where Jason West got out. Ditlev 42 seconds back. That is huge. That's terrible. Guys, I see there's 148 of you here. Make sure you jump into this chat. I really want to hear from you. This is so exciting. All right. Thanks for joining in, by the way. Really appreciate it. This is so fun for me just to hang out, and maybe it's a little sad, but I don't have anybody nearby to watch the race with, especially at this time of night. So this is the best that I could do. And one day I would love to maybe commentate on some races, or like if you guys didn't see the video on my channel, I'm now going to challenge Roth to be a host for the race and interview fans and to provide some background for the race. So I'm really excited for that, and this is good practice for me, because if you can't tell, this is not my natural habitat. I've never done anything like this before, so just getting used to it. So it's so interesting to see the top 10 there out of the water. Canute is 10 seconds back, so he's at the back of that front pack. I didn't expect him to do that, but maybe he learned a little bit from Oceanside, and he's saving a little bit of energy. We'll have to see what he does on the bike. If it's a group of 10, that is a huge amount of firepower. I would see the likes of Salvesberg and Anger getting blown off of that pack though, but the rest of those guys are fantastic bikers. So I mean, Anger's a really good biker as well, so in a group of 10 I could definitely see someone like him hanging on. Aaron Royal's not known to be the best biker, but he might be able to hang on at the back of that pack as well, although the Race Ranger is here, 20-meter draft zone, so it's going to be different. I want to see how that affects the race. I've heard the likes of Steve McKenna, an Australian pro triathlete, talk about it, and he couldn't believe how much of a difference it does make in the races, and that was at 12 meters, whereas the PTO races are at 20-meter draft zone, which does affect it quite a bit. It does affect the draft a lot. So excited to see how that plays out, and if there's any penalties involved with that, be interesting to see. Wow. Looks like quite a big gap right now for this front pack. Not sure if my stream is frozen, but if you guys are chatting there, I'm not seeing it. So if there's no if there's no chat, definitely hop in the chat, say something, let me know. Peter Gilling, hey dude, we need your live commentary, man. I would love it. This is why I thought to do something like this, so I could practice, so I could get a little bit better, get more comfortable in front of more people. Honestly, public speaking has always been my biggest fear, so just getting over it, and yeah, just connecting with more of you guys. I absolutely love the sport, and if you guys can't tell, and I just really think it should be a huge thing, and so I just want to be with it from the start of it taking off, and hopefully the PTO can make that happen. I want to be a part of it. But thank you for that comment, I appreciate it. No live commentary on Eurosport FYI, so this is the perfect overlay to have while watching on YouTube. Cool, thanks man. Alright, perfect. Well, I'll make sure to keep commentating then. Sometimes I'll have to take a break, as always. I actually haven't eaten yet, so I was finishing setting up this live stream and making sure my palm tree over here was lit up, you know, so priorities. Looks like there's a couple of guys there quite far off the back, so that'll be a tough one for them. I'm excited to see where Frederick Funk is in this. Oh, he looks like he's swimming really well. If you see on the live tracker I've got right here, Frederick Funk is just below Rudy Von Berg, so 22 seconds back. Jason West swam really well in 13th, 27 seconds back, just ahead of Blumenfeld. So that's big, that's huge. It's good to see that Rudy and Funk and West maybe have created a little bit of a gap for Blumenfeld, because if Blumenfeld is leading that second swim group, that is terrible. Tri-Town, you can't watch it? Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, man. I know it's early in the morning, you said your brain was dead. If you get a, what are they called? My brain's dead because it's 11 o'clock. Oh, a VPN. If you get a VPN and set your country to the US, then you can watch it on YouTube. That's one hack, one way to get around it. But if you're not up for that, I'll keep you updated. Alright, they're coming on the last few minutes here. My guess they'll come out around 24 minutes, and we'll see how this bike unfolds. Transitions are so important in this. I saw that live at the Canadian Open and how big of a difference the Canadian, those who were good at transitions, like how big of a difference that made. Lionel Sanders, for example, in person was the least agile and the worst transitioner I've seen before. Not to just slag on him, he really was terrible. And those guys like Henry Schoeman and the fast short course guys, they were rapid, and it just makes such a difference. So I'm really excited to see who transitions really fast here. Like, does Jan Frodeno still have it? Will he lose time to some of those guys in that front group with him? Man, they are really hammering it. So Aaron Royal really must be hammering it out at the front of this swim. He knows he's got to get away from Blumenfeld. Aaron Royal, I've been listening to him on the How They Train podcast. And he looks like training's been going pretty well for him, and looks like he's been targeting this race for a while. Same with Frederick Funk, who I just heard an interview with him where he said training has gone perfect for him. Absolutely no missed sessions, no illness, no injuries, nothing wrong. So Frederick Funk, keep an eye on him. It's gonna be a deeper race than I think most people think about. All right, fastest swim. Who's it gonna be? Do you think Aaron Royal's gonna hold on to it? Oh, Drad Belson, sorry about that, man. That sucks. Like I said, the only other option I can think of right now is potentially, I'm gonna look it up for you guys real quick, but if you download a VPN and set your country to the US, you could probably get around that and watch it on YouTube. So it shouldn't be that hard to do, but it might take a little bit of time. Thanks to today's sponsor, NordVPN. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you guys have any contacts with NordVPN, please pass them over to me. Just kidding. I would hate to be having a sponsor that wasn't triathlon related, but if it meant I get to do this full time, you better believe you guys would hear about NordVPN. All right, they're getting ready to come out. We can see the fans there getting ready. Oh, I can see Joe Skipper. He's at the bottom of the screen, so he's right there, ready with his phone. Wow, Jan Frodeno's right there on the heels. That's awesome. I think the blue cap is Alistair Brownlee. I could go back to the start here. Let's see. Yeah, blue cap is Alistair Brownlee, guys, so. Here we go, they're about to come out. You guys ready? Ashcat, it's already started. We are 22 minutes into the race. Anyone missing from the front pack swim? Big boy, it is Christian Blumenfeld. He was 29 seconds back from the first turnaround. So you guys can keep an eye on this tracker here if you can't watch it right now. Here we go. Royal, Frodeno, Brownlee out, Smith out, Salvesberg. Wow, then there was a little gap. They've created another gap between a few guys there. So I wonder if they're going to get away on the bike from that gap, from the small gap to a second group here. So I wonder if that'll split up into two groups, or whether or not that'll come back together with 10 riders. I think it'll really depend on this transition. Why have you got lights behind you pointing at the camera? Ah, it was just to suit the theme of the PTO Ibiza, kind of layout I had here for the live stream. If it's blinding you guys, I apologize. If it's too bright, you can turn it down. So let me know if it's too bright. Where's Frederick Funk right now? Funk was 1 minute and 6 seconds back, so quite a bit back. Lone Tree Milsim, thanks for doing this, Travis. Really appreciate that. Yeah, having a lot of fun. It's like I'm watching it on the couch with you guys. So that's the whole goal. All right, watching these transitions here. Canute was 18 seconds back. Man, Newman, I've got him picked in 4th, I believe. I think he's gonna do really well here. But yeah, it looks like they're all coming out together, so this is gonna be a big, strong front pack. Uh-oh. Somebody's getting their bike fixed here. That's not good. Wow. Here comes the second group. Wow. Here comes Here comes Blumenfeld. Minute and 10 seconds back. That's massive. That is maybe not what he was hoping for. Here we go. Let's see how he does in transition. Not great so far. Magnus right next to him. There goes Jason West. Good transition. Oh, Frederick Funk. He's got an issue. Oh, Patrick Warner. Frederick Funk's the one who had the issue with his bike. That's so unlucky. Hopefully he gets going. Hopefully he doesn't lose it. There we go. It looks like that's him. Alright, he's off. He's off. That's unlucky because he was having a great swim, it seemed like. Woo! Excuse me, guys. The commentators right now are talking about Race Ranger. They're just saying how much fairer it's going to make the race and how great it is for the sport, and I totally agree. I can't really see any downside to it, so if there's any downside to Race Ranger, let me know. Oh, we're seeing Jan with a little bit of a sloppy transition here. Uh-oh. That's going to be a highlight reel for sure. Wow. He's shaking his head. He had a bad start there. Oh, I can't wait to see this unfold. You know, I thought I'd be a little bit tired doing this because it's so late for me. I'm usually in bed fairly early unless I'm up late editing a video, but I feel pretty good right now watching this. Ooh, Leon Chevalier is just coming out of the water now. 3 minutes 21 seconds back. That was a horrible swim for him. He's actually seeded number 4. I think he's ranked number 8 in the world right now. So Leon Chevalier had a really bad swim for him. Cameron Worth was 1 minute and 34 seconds down. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. He is going to hammer it on the bike, and he might, if he beats someone like Leon Chevalier, that would be phenomenal. I had him picked second to last. Ben Hoffman, I think, is the slowest at this distance. I'm really interested to see how Cam Rorf does now that he had a fairly good swim for him. I'll pull up the bike course now. That's what the bike course looks like. 4 19-kilometer loops out and back. An aid station halfway through. Penalty box on one end. Super interesting. A lot of elevation game there. A pretty punchy climb. 5K in. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Dang, interesting to hear the commentator saying he had a rear flat. Frederick Funk had a rear flat. So they performed a wheel change. Dang. Poor guy. Alright, I'm back there. Sorry, I was just checking the stream, make sure everything was working good. Hopefully it sounds alright, and I've got the mic volume set just right, and the background music and whatnot. Freddie Funk sounds like a good IB the DJ name. Yeah, that is that is a good one. I like that. Thanks for sharing with us, Jansborg. No problem. No problem. Where are you joining us from? How do the range trackers work? Get a penalty and told at T2 to take it or what? So the Race Ranger are these little circular hubs that you can kind of see on the back of their bikes. They produce a signal that the bike in front of them, the bike behind them picks up on, and then you will see a color on the display, on an LCD display on that hub on the bike in front of you. And if it's red, then you're within that 20-meter draft zone. So you got to keep it. You got to keep it in the blue, I believe. The blue is okay. You're more than 20 meters away. And so if a draft official, if a referee is on the motorbike and happens to drive by and sees that you're in the red, it's hard to tell what a referee's going to do, if they give you a little bit of a grace period, if they're going to give you a warning. But yeah, they could issue you a penalty, and then depending on, I'm not too sure on whether PTO's rules are very similar to Ironman, but it could be up to a 5-minute drafting penalty, and then they'd have to take that at the bike penalty temp. So that would ruin somebody's race at this distance. Even a 2-minute penalty, even a 1-minute penalty would ruin somebody's race. So it'd be interesting to see. Looks like there's still quite a gap from Blumenfeld to those riders up ahead, but I know he's going to push so hard to try and get up to the front of that race, because Alistair Brownlee, Jan Frodeno, Aaron Royal, there's some crazy runners up the front of that race. Max Newman can run as well. These guys are going to push like 380 watts though to stay away from the likes of Blumenfeld, West, Ditlev, Funk. It's going to be nuts. There goes Jan Frodeno. Is he trying to make a pass right now? Looks like he is. That's Ben Canute's new bike. I love the color scheme of that new bike. That red and blue looks so good. Here goes Jan Frodeno making the pass. Moving to the front. He's got 45 seconds to make the pass. Tri-Town sounds beautiful, Trav. Aside from the bright lights this early morning. Sorry about that. Hopefully you get it to work, man. I feel so bad that you can't watch it. It's a pity they didn't make the YouTube available to everybody. $240 guests watching along. Thank you so much for joining. This is super fun. Sorry my chair is so creaky, if you guys can hear that. That is, I gotta get a new chair. It's always in my videos as well, and it drives me nuts. But it's a free chair, so, gotta work with what you got. Here goes Christian Blumenfeld. Yeah, like I said, Salzburg already getting blown off the front pack. I thought that might happen. Let's see. Looks like Bishop and Angerd also getting blown off, but surely Bishop will go back up there to the front. That would be my guess. But that's not good for those two. They're probably going to get caught back up. Backegaard, I had a feeling he might get blown off as well. He hasn't been doing so well on the bike lately. I'll be really, really interested to see how Backegaard does in this race, because he has so much promise of being like as good as the Norwegians, for example, a couple of years ago, but he just hasn't quite gotten there just yet. So excited to see how he does. Just keeping an eye on that tracker. I want to see how this race unfolds. 36 minutes in. I always forget when I do these watch-alongs how quickly they go by. $2,000 people watching now on YouTube. That's awesome. With all the others watching on Eurosport, whatnot. Hopefully it's bringing a lot of eyes to the sport of triathlon. What do you guys think of PTO commentators? Do you guys prefer them to Ironman commentators? What would you like to see different? I know people are very vocal about that these days. I much prefer the PTO commentators and just the way they do their races. They keep it a lot more interesting. Jeez. Alistair looks so aero. I feel like he's not got to unleash himself in the way he's wanted to recently, and that's why I picked him as my favorite. I just think he's the best triathlete ever. I really do. That's why I'm always going to pick him if he's ever on the start line. After watching him in Edmonton, him and Sam Laidlow were away. They to me had beaten the Norwegians. They had enough of a gap, in my opinion, to hold on, but they both just cramped up and lost the race. I don't know necessarily if they would have held on. Haven't quite done the math to see if the pace that they were running at the start was enough, but I think it was. At least Alistair, anyways, I know he could have held it. Is that a white aerial under the tail of Blue's helmet? I didn't see that. I'll keep a lookout for that. Does the PTO have a live tracker like that other organization? Yes, the PTO does. Thanks, Robbo. Yeah, PTO's trackers in an app and on a browser. And also, if you go to the ObsTri website, he's got a tracker going like the one I've got on my screen here. Somebody forgot to update the graphics there for the PTO. That is not Blumenfeld on the screen. That is definitely Jason West. It looks like Alistair Brownlee is absolutely gunning it at the front of this race. I was really excited to see how this course looks. It definitely looks like just a highway race. I definitely pictured it a little bit different in my mind, being in Ibiza and on an island. I thought they would be on a coastal road or something like that, but this kind of looks like Ironman Texas right now. Magnus Ditlev making 10 passes. Oh my goodness. That's madness. He's coming back so quickly. And then it'll be interesting to see if him and Blumenfeld work together. Blumenfeld, minute 30 back. Can he run that into those top guys? Brownlee, Kyle Smith, Aaron Royal. Kyle Smith, I think, is going to do so well. Remember, he almost caught Gustav in the Super League Arena games. He's training for short course. He never got to show what he was capable of. Jan Frodeno believes he's the next thing in the sport, and I think he could be. Last year, he did so well at the Ironman World Champs in St. George, if you remember, before he faded on the run. And if you remember, he had a blood virus that he found out only at the end of the year that was similar to COVID, but it never went away and never allowed him to reach his potential. And so I'm excited to see if this is the race where he unleashes it. So I can't wait. It would be crazy to see if like Kyle Smith shocked us and took the win here, beat Jan Frodeno. I think that would be an amazing storyline. Don't think he's quite got all the tricks up his sleeve to do that. But remember, guys, there's so much money on the line here as well. $100,000 for first place, $50,000 for second, I believe. I need to look that up before I quote it. More than that, but quite a bit of money, and $600,000 prize purse between both races. So each of these athletes is going to be really fighting, in my opinion, for a specific position that they're going to be shooting for and trying to play their race tactics to get that position. I think a lot of guys aren't actually going for the win, but they might be aiming for that position that gives them a good amount of prize money. So let's see if the trackers update a little bit here. So Max Newman has managed to hang on. Tom Bishop has made a big gap from Florian Anger. So like I predicted, I predicted Backegaard to stay on with that front swim group in the bike, but he hasn't done so far. But he might get gobbled up pretty soon by Blumenfeld West, and that's amazing that West is able to cycle with Christian Blumenfeld right now. He brought on a new cycling coach. His name has evaded me right now, but so he's been putting in massive work on the bike, knowing that he needs to be off the bike with those runners in order to unleash his run power. But yeah, Anger is blown off, Backegaard blew off. Bishop, he's going to want to close that gap and get into that front group if he's going to give himself a chance at the podium. I don't think he's going to win it, but you know, I've got him there on my top 5, so hopefully he does me proud. Come on, Tom. Funk recovered really well. Let me check how he's doing. Yeah, he's in that group with Magnus Ditlev. Well done. Backegaard said the same thing. Was surprised bike course was so flat he brought wrong bike gears. Yeah, interesting. I didn't hear that. I didn't get to watch all his vlog videos, so that's interesting to know. He probably was looking at that elevation profile for the course map like I just had up here, and he probably thought, I probably need some more gears. I hope Ditlev can drop blue, no repeat of Kona. I know, yeah, he can't drag them along. I think he's learned his lesson. Is that, looking for, who is that now on the screen with the feed helmet and the Win Republic kit? For some reason I can't recognize who that is behind the tracker. Right now, looking at the poll, 225 votes. We've got 49% for Jan Frodeno. Christian Blumenfeld's at 33%. Alistair's at 12%. And got 5% of you guys think it'll be other than those three. So, really excited to see if Jan makes you guys all proud and he takes the win here. It looks like he's in a great spot to do so with Christian a minute 30 back. West can let Bloom drag him to the run start, then he's in a great place. Absolutely, Bill. I am so excited to see if he gets off on the run course with Christian, who runs faster. Because in my opinion, there's no one really close to those two as far as running pace. I believe Alistair could potentially be there, but nobody knows how fast Alistair and Jan are going to run. So I'm really excited to see those two, West and Blumenfeld, go head to head. I think it's going to be insane. Just listening to Alistair Brownlee there. Interesting to hear him say he's gonna go do everything to win the race. So that's the best thing about Alistair. You just know he's gonna literally kill himself to win. Probably make terrible race tactics to do so as well. He just can't help racing super hard and trying to break away, which I love. I mean, you gotta respect him for it. It worked for him for so many years in short course triathlon. Look at Magnus Ditlev. Yeah, good spot. Whoever noticed that. Yeah, with his little lump there on his back. Yeah, definitely looks like something to keep the air attached to him and just stop the air from tumbling behind him on his back too soon. Tino, you look PTO on YouTube? Yes, that's where I'm watching it because I'm in the States, but if you're outside of the States, it's either the PTO Plus app or the GCN Racing for Europeans, or Discovery Plus and Eurosport as well. Ipanema, thanks for the show. Cheers from Frankfurt. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good morning. It is actually just past midnight, so yeah, I guess it is technically morning for me too, but it is a late night for me, so cheers to you. Thank you for that. I didn't put Ditlev in my top 5, and now I'm kind of regretting it because I don't think he's had anything wrong necessarily in the last little while that hasn't stopped him from preparing for this 100%. And he came second, I believe, at the PTO US Open, and had a great race in every race that he did last year. In Challenge Roth, he did fantastic. So there's no reason why he shouldn't be on the top 5 or in the podium again. So I don't know why. I just had a feeling that those other guys might do a little better than him on the run. So that's why I didn't pick Magnus there. But let me guys know, how do you think Magnus will do since he's on the screen? I'm gonna give it 8 more minutes or so for people joining in with us to vote there for who's gonna win, and I'm gonna start changing up the polls. Tino Preller, I look only at you. Okay, who had the best T1? I actually didn't see the T1 split, but I'm gonna open up Bob's Try and I'm gonna let you know. But if you're just asking who was first out of T1, it looked like Alistair, Aaron Royal, and Jan Frodeno, Ben Canoe, Max Newman. All those guys are up there in T1, but I don't know who had the fastest transition. So I'm gonna try and see if it's up here on the tracker. The tunnel is pretty cool. I think they're gonna get some great photos out of the tunnel shots there. That looks great. Wow, he looks so fast. Let's see. He just blew by. Yeah, Magnus Ditlev, sorry. He just blew by Christian Blumenfeld, and he is not gonna drag Christian. He's not gonna let that happen again. Oh, here we go. This is Tom Bishop taking over. Oh, no, that's Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith going to the front of the race. I love that. Good for him. Getting some media time at the front of the race. Be interesting to see. It looks like the motos are a lot farther ahead of these guys at the front of the race. Oh, but there are the cars. So that's super interesting that the cars are on the right-hand side of the road. That's definitely going to be a drafting effect from that. All right, Ob's Try. I'm coming back for the T1, Tino. Let's see if this will show the best T1 here. So far, the fastest bike I can see on here, by the way, is Magnus Ditlev, and then Thomas Bishop and Ben Canoe. So super interesting. Magnus Ditlev with 15 takeovers. Madness. Yeah, it won't let me. Won't let me check. I'll have to pull up the PTO tracker. There goes Kyle Smith. He's looking good. He's looking arrow. Looks super interesting to see where Jan Frodeno is. Is he? Oh, there he is. He looks like he's in 6th place. So hopefully saving some energy. Max Newman in 4th place. Looks like Aaron Royal in 3rd. We know Jan Frodeno is so aero. Where do you guys follow the race? Jacob, we maybe have a link. I'm watching it on YouTube. It's live here for us in the States. You can also go to GCN Plus, Eurosport, Discovery Plus, or on the PTO Plus app. Those are the options. Really excited to see if Thomas Bishop catches onto that group. I think he has. Or he's about to. Ditlev is gunning it for the front of this race. He has caught up so much time, and he still looks fairly comfortable. I mean, not a lot of swaying. It's hard to tell on the bike, but I'm just looking up the PTO tracker app. Finally, Tino got you the fastest T1. Was Jan Frodeno actually had the fastest T1 of 1 minute and 3 seconds. So that's so interesting. At 41 years old, almost 42. What's up, Skev? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for putting that in the chat as well. Appreciate it. It was so good to meet you. For those of you guys that don't know Skiff there, who just posted in the chat, he is an awesome videographer and photographer in triathlon. He's a huge following on Instagram. Good to see you there. Thanks for jumping in. I hope you're enjoying the race, man. Oh, interesting to hear that the commentators have said that Ditlev was bringing along Christian Blumenfeld, so I guess we couldn't really see it. Gonna be a strong, great night. You bet, Skip. We got this. I got my tea. I can't do caffeine, so a cup of tea is just the right amount for me, and it'll keep me up, it'll get me through this race. Already an hour in, easy peasy. But I gotta put together highlights and everything, so it's gonna be a long night. And then St. George tomorrow. I mean, who put this schedule together? I'm gonna write a letter of complaint to Ironman and PTO, because 2 huge races with hours apart. Come on. If Blue has a bigger gap than 130 to Proto and Ali after the bike, he won't go 1 or 2. Ooh, movement big. Oh, sorry, I just saw your comment up earlier. Good morning from Austria. Thanks for the stream. You bet. Full court, thank you. And yes, that's a big comment. But I think Christian can run 1 minute and 30 or 2 minutes into Frodeno and Alistair, especially with his short course form at the moment. It's also an 18K run. It's I think it's a run that really suits Christian. And I remember watching him run in Edmonton, and he ran like no other after he cramped up. He almost caught Gustav after cramping for like 2 minutes. So this Christian is really scary at this this distance, especially on the run. In my opinion, I think if him and West got off at the same time, I actually think Christian would outrun Jason West. So that might be an unpopular take, but I think Christian is the fastest runner in the field. Gerald, St. George tomorrow. This isn't after my swim session. Good morning from Germany. Awesome. This is after your swim session. Awesome. Good morning. Thank you so much. A lot of German watchers of triathlon. I'm sure you guys are all rooting on Jan. I hope he pulls it off for you guys. Oof, that's 10 seconds per kilometer he has to run faster. I know. It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot. Yeah, I would bet on Alistair personally to run. I just don't know about Jan. We'll have to wait and see. Jan did run a 106 to beat Alistair in South Africa in 2018, I believe, at the 70.3 World Champs. I should know that. I'm gonna look that up because it's gonna bother me. Yeah, it was 2018. Jan Frodeno went a 3:36 overall at that race. The 2:04 on the bike, a 21:52, like a ridiculously fast swim, and then a 1:06 run. Alistair ran a 1:07, and Javier Gomez ran a 1:08 after cramping. I actually think, a lot of people think, Javier might have won that if he didn't cramp up. So that would have been a crazy race to see live. Yeah, Javier Gomez is the guy I can't wait to see come back, and he's so secretive about it. He doesn't share if he's almost there. He doesn't post anything on social media. I don't know when he's gonna come back. So he's not replying to my DMs. So if you guys can bug him and ask him when he's gonna come back, that'd be great. It's interesting, good to see PTO does now highlights as the race unfolds. They didn't used to do that before that I can remember, so that's good to know. Will Alice, I just reading how they trains updates about the race and his perspectives on it, because he's a great commentator of the race, and I talk to him quite a bit back and forth because he's great about triathlon media as well. He's really helpful for me. But he's just saying the big question is Alistair going to push 550 watts up the hill and try to create a gap from this front group. I can definitely see Alistair trying to make a sneaky breakaway from this front pack. It just sounds like perfect Alistair Brownlee, and keep your eyes out for that. How they train, Jack's also saying get rid of Gooden on the commentary. So what do you guys think of John Gooden? Do you like him? I don't mind him as much. I don't think quite get rid of him, but if you can get somebody in better, why not? Interesting to see if Frederick Funk can hold on. Doesn't look like he did to Ditlev and Blumenfeld, who are now catching up time. 59 seconds. Ditlev to that pack. Man, those guys are going to have to push a little bit harder than that. Is Kyle Smith pushing hard enough? Looks like Jan Frodeno is up out of the arrow position. Oh man, this is where these dynamics can work against a big pack like this. With too many guys in it, a lot of them don't push away and keep guys like Ditlev and Blumenfeld from catching back up. I mean, those guys are just free now just to work together, take pulls, and I actually think Blumenfeld's just going to sit in, enjoy this ride with Ditlev up to the front of the race. So they've caught up quite a bit, and there's still, who knows how much, at least an hour left on the bike. So I reckon they could catch up and start the run together. I think somebody's going to have to try and make a break for it on that front pack of the bike. Movement. South Africa was a great race. You watched it live. I hate you. That's amazing. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm actually born in South Africa, and that would have been a great race for me to go see. I think Frodo's being smart. He's sitting in now, pushing it on the last 15 minutes. Ali will go along. I agree. That would be the smart move there. 3 PTO events I've tried to watch, 3 failed. I just keep going around in circles. How and where can I watch? Tried PTO site, tried Outside TV. Outside TV is just for Ironman. PTO site, I'll send you a link to all the options. I should just pin it, shouldn't I? So you can see PTO European Open. So those are all the options. If you just scroll down on that website, those are all the options, where to watch, how to watch it. If you're in the US, it's on YouTube. Just type in PTO European Open. If not, if you're in Europe, it's on Eurosport, Discovery Plus, and GCN Plus. Otherwise, if you're not in Europe, it's on the PTO Plus app, and that's for the rest of the world, so you can watch that. And they do restrict it to the area you're in for broadcasting rights reasons. And if you want to get around that, you can download a VPN and change your location. So you can change it to the States if you want to watch it on YouTube. I'm not sponsored by VPN. Somebody brought that up earlier that I was sponsored by them because I kept saying it, but I'm not, I promise. Not yet. All right, I'm gonna keep the vote going a little bit longer because I love to see it trickling in, but Jan's lead just keeps growing. 52% of you guys think Jan's gonna win, so that's awesome. Is it safe that you will be a race reporter at Challenge Roth, or is that your application? Gerald, I am going to be a race reporter. I am in disbelief. I can't believe that it's actually gonna happen, but yeah, I am heading over there. I actually still have to book my tickets. I've just been tracking them, seeing how the prices go, because it's a lot to fly over to Europe, and so I've been just making plans, making arrangements, trying to get off work and make sure I can get there. And yeah, it's all set. I'm definitely going. I'm beyond excited. I'm so nervous that I have to speak in front of so many people. So speaking in front of 334 of you right now is the best I can do at this current time to practice. So let me know what I can do better, how I can speak better. I would appreciate that. Give me some feedback. So yeah, Challenge Roth is going to be fun. Actually, I think I can share with you guys that before the event, I'm also going to be doing videos with Challenge Roth to give you some behind the scenes, hopefully some interviews with athletes, some fun things that you guys can check out maybe on their YouTube and their Instagram. And you know, this race is going to be so stacked, and it's going to be their biggest ever. So I'm hoping to give you guys some more insight, as well as I want to make one more funny video for the whole event. So stay tuned for that. I really love making videos like that application one that I did, where I can be a little bit more creative rather than just doing the news and highlights, you know, where I'm kind of locked into one script of telling you guys what happened in a race or what news is going on. But if I can be creative and make videos like that, that would be a passion of mine. And so hopefully I can make that for the Challenge Roth guys over there, make a funny video about the travel over there, the race, you know, maybe experiencing the race a little bit myself. So hopefully I get to do that more often. I would love for it to go well. Hopefully I don't make a fool of myself. On the bike course on Solerberg Hill, I don't stutter like an idiot in front of 200,000 people on the live stream. And I know they also have it on all the TVs in Germany and a lot of stations across Europe. So it'll be a lot of pressure, I feel like. So thanks, Movement. Appreciate it. Thanks, J Money. Yeah, it's a huge honor to go. I couldn't believe they picked me. Apparently they just all they opened my video and they all just found it hilarious, and they all watched it as an office together there in Roth, and they just said they had to pick me. So I'm not sure if they got other applications like that. I just decided I wouldn't write in an application because I have nothing on my resume that I could offer them other than maybe 2 live streams that I did before that I don't even think went that well. And so I just decided, why don't I make a funny video on a Sunday afternoon? And that's how that video came about. My girlfriend helped me out and came up with some of the ideas as well. Gerald, you have to take care of accommodations. It's really hard to get anything there now. You may have to go to one of the many temporary campsites. Thank you for giving me a heads up on that. I actually, thankfully, Challenge is going to take care of me, and they've got me a homestay place to stay. So I'll get the full Roth and German experience while I'm there. So it's going to be exciting. Magnus down to 40 seconds to the front group. All right, back to the race. Nah, on my tracker, it's saying he's 29 seconds. So he'll be there any minute. Oh my goodness. Magnus is tearing it up, guys. How many bike takeovers has he got now? Still 15, it says. Oh, man. Let's see if Ben can do it. It looks like he might be blowing off the back. Uh-oh. That means Magnus is going to come up and take him. Looks like Ditlev has gapped Christian though, so that is good for those guys at the front of the race. And sorry if it seems like I'm against Christian. I'm just always going for the underdogs, right? So I think Christian really is the favorite, and so yeah. So I might seem like I'm talking like, oh no, you gotta get away from Christian. You can't let him come up. That's just because I'm a huge Christian fan, but I do want the underdogs to win always. So. I'm really interested to see how the other guys are doing further down in the field. So I'm just going to check the tracker there for you guys, because I can only show you the top 15 there. And interesting to see that Callan, Hogenhaug, and Hemrick are in the top 15 after Funk at Backegard and Anger. That's a really good race for those guys. Von Berg not having a really good go of it. He had a good start to his swim, not a good second half of the swim. He's in 16th place. He's just coming off Ironman Texas, so he might still be feeling that a little bit. Jason West, 2 minutes back. He cannot lose any more time than that. 2 minutes, he can definitely run into these guys, but anything more than that, he will struggle. So, and I think they are going to lose a lot more time. So he won't be happy that he got blown off of Christian by so much. He obviously tried to hang on, but he is going, it looks like 3 miles an hour slower. So super interesting that he lost so much time so quickly. And then it's Michael Weiss. He's a really good biker, so interesting to see him back there. David McNamee, he's a good runner, but man, he's always just missing a little bit. Then Felipe Acevedo, Yuri Kulin is the youngest guy in the field. So looks like Cam Worf and Salvesberg, something's gone wrong with them. They're only reported to be, I guess they're 4 minutes back, so I don't know what's happened to Worf on the bike. Interesting to see if they update us. And then Leon Chevalier and Ben Hoffman are 5 minutes and 30 seconds back and 6 minutes and 17 seconds back, so they are way off the pace. I know that Leon will be really bummed with that. He's ranked number 8 in the world, so he would have hoped for a lot more. But this really is not a race for guys who can't swim. The PTO, that's why Lionel and Sam and Jackson Laundry, they're racing St. George. They realize that this race does not suit them. So you probably won't see too many bike runners at the PTO races in the future unless they change the distances. Because if you guys didn't pick up, I'm sure you have, that the PTO race is a 2K swim, an 80K bike, and an 18K run, and that breaks down proportionately much more in favor of the strong swimmers, because it's actually 100 meters longer than a 70.3 swim, as well as the bike is a little bit shorter, and then the run is shorter, of course, so it really favors the swimmers a little bit more. So All right, I'm putting the new question in here for you guys. Who has the best looking kit? Let me know. I'm not quite sure who I like the most. I honestly haven't really seen what Jan's wearing. Is he wearing a new kit this year? I really thought he would unveil some sort of new kit with Ryzen. So excited to see that. But I love triathlon kits. I love seeing the new ones come out. So let me know who you guys think has the best kit. Carl, has Ditlev caught yet? Hard to tell. On the latest tracker, it looks like he has. He's 3 seconds down from Canute, and then Blumenfeld is 3 seconds behind him. So it looks like your right movement, Ditlev did bring Magnus to the front, and that is not good for the guys at the front. Once they hear that, I don't even know how they'd be able to tell other than looking back, sitting up and looking back, and they're going to hate to see that Magnus Ditlev and Christian Blumenfeld are there. Now it'll be interesting to see if the likes of Ben Canute can hold on, and if anybody else is going to get dropped from that front pack. It is interesting to see that, you know, there is 19-second difference from the front of that pack to the end of it, or maybe even now it might be 25 seconds between Brownlee and Blumenfeld, which is quite a bit on the run when you think about it over 18K. 25 seconds could be quite a bit of a difference. Also, you know, Brownlee is now setting the pace at the front of the race. That's not good for him. You know, Christian Blumenfeld just sitting in behind Magnus, it honestly is mentally a lot easier. Even though it's a 20-meter draft zone, it does have a slight effect, and also mentally just riding behind somebody is so much easier, so that favors him a lot on the run. You can see the Race Ranger light up in the tunnel there on the live stream. That's super, super cool. Lydia Dant has an original kit. I think she designs it herself. Oh, super interesting. All right, I'll keep an eye on that for later. Who do you guys think? I'm going to end the poll for the men's race. I'm going to ask you guys, who is going to win the women's race? Wow, it's hard to choose a top 4 to ask you guys in the in the poll. So make sure you put another option in the chat if it's not one of those. But I picked those top 4 because they're probably the most known. And I had to put Chelsea in there because she won Ironman Kona, so she always goes into these races. You know, we're having to be one of the favorites, so I had to put her in there. Is there a way to watch the race for free in Europe? Techno Pro, yeah, VPN. If you can get a VPN, that's the best way to do it. And then that way you can set your location to the US, as Tamo has put in there, and then you can watch it on YouTube. So that's the best way. Unfortunately, they didn't make it free for you guys unless you had Eurosport or had somewhere with access to Eurosport. I think Christian right now is the favorite. You've got to say he's in that front pack. Looks like Canute has gotten dropped a little bit, so Ditlev moving his way up. He's now at 16 takeovers, and he's gonna be probably trying to pass Jan Frodeno pretty soon. Interesting to see that Jan Frodeno is 5 seconds back on the tracker. I wonder if something might have happened there, if it's just something with the tracker that happened. But if there's a small gap forming, that wouldn't be good for Jan Frodeno. So we know these guys are going to be hammering it on the bike. Aaron Royal riding really well. I'm impressed. Aaron is hanging on. I wonder how hard they are pushing on the bike. I wish we could see their watts and their heart rate. I would love that. Like Super League probably isn't great for the athletes to give away so much data. Any of you guys watching don't follow me on Instagram, I'd appreciate it if you head over there and shot me a follow. And also, that's the best way where you guys can message me. Sometimes I struggle replying to all your comments on the YouTube videos, but I do read them all. Thank you so much. I am just a little time poor in between working and doing the channel and, posting stories on Instagram, all that. It actually does eat up quite a bit of time, but I do message everybody back on Instagram if you guys message me, so really appreciate that, or at least I do my utmost to do that. And if I've forgotten a few of you, I apologize, but yeah, head over to Instagram, shoot me a message. All right, let's see the latest updates from Jack Kelly. Let's see here. Let's see the latest updates. He says there's too many interviews going on. He hates the interviews and he just wants to watch the race. But I can kind of understand why PTO do it. If there are new people watching, then sometimes this is good for them. If I was watching with my parents, they would, for example, be really interested in these interviews, so I can understand why they do it. I can also understand why people get frustrated when there's too many interviews. He makes a good point that you'd never see the NBA stop showing a game to do an interview mid-game with LeBron James or LeBron James's wife. So that's a good point, but again, NBA games aren't quite as long. They might actually be quite as long, but they have a lot of ads. So you get the ads or you get the interviews. You got to pick one. Surely Magnus goes straight to the front and tries to brake. That is his latest opinion. What do you guys think? And Jack is also saying that he's dreading the split screen between the men's and the women's race coming up, which is kind of a bummer. I agree with him that I wish each race got equal show time. I think that would be so much better. I'm a little grateful because it's so late here, and it would be nice that hopefully I can watch both and not completely die. But yeah, it does do it both races a disservice, like he's saying. Good insights from Jack, so I thought I'd pass them along to you guys. Jan usually eats now and then drops the hammer in the last quarter of a bike. True or false? Yeah, that would be a smart thing to do. Yeah, I think he's, at his age, he is so experienced, and that sounds like a Jan kind of tactic to do. I remember when he did that in Kona in 2019, and he just held on for a little bit behind Tim O'Donnell and then just said goodbye. And last bit of the bike, he just dropped everybody and then ran an insane marathon unchallenged to win. Looks like there's some splits in the front group. All right, let me see there. Keep an eye on those splits. It looks like it's the same ones that they've got on the race so far. Yeah, Smith, Newman, Royal, Bishop, Frodeno, Ditlev, and Canoe. I wonder if Ditlev is going to bide his time now. He made it to the front group and then make a push right at the end. It's going to be so interesting to see if people try to make a breakaway. Interesting to see the motorbikes alongside the riders and cars on the other side of the road. So it looks like they didn't get a lot of road closures, but they are riding on quite a big highway, it looks like. So super interesting race course. I did not think it would be like this. I really thought it would be a little bit more spectacular on Ibiza, but I couldn't imagine how hard it is to break down the stop a country like this and take up half a day on a Saturday. Why is KB so far back? Christian Blumenfeld, he is currently in 8th place. He's only 15 seconds back, NA. So he's just hanging out in the front pack, and he's just waiting his time for the run, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to try and break away from these guys. I actually don't think he can. I think all of these guys up here in the front can hold on. Maybe Aaron Royal might be the weakest link in here right now. Interesting to see that Backegard, Angert Funk have their own little group going there, just a minute 30 back. And then there's a few other guys behind them. But yeah, Jason West, 2 minutes 26 seconds back. It looks like his bike is just not quite good enough yet. So this is really interesting to see because a lot of people had picked West for the win, even including Joe Skipper. So some high-level names there picking West for the win. I thought this would happen. That's why I didn't even pick him in my top 5. I just had a feeling this swim and this bike would be just on another level than what we've seen West go up against, and also West's last results at the last PTO races weren't that good because of the swim and the bike. So I know he's improved a lot on it, but I had a feeling he would start to fall back a bit. But only 2 minutes and 26 seconds back means he could definitely still run his way into the top 5. So, because his run is insane. I've talked about it enough, so I'll probably stop talking about Jason West's run for a little bit. Where's Rudy Jacques? I believe he was in 16th last I saw. Unless he's fallen a little bit further back. Yeah, it looks like he might have dropped behind David McNamee, so I think he's in 18th place right now. Yep, he is 18th place, just in front of Jason West. Excuse me for eating some food, but I didn't eat dinner, and yeah, so I'm just gonna take a quick bite to eat. All right, we're back. Looks like the women are getting ready to get started. Lucy Charles Barkley getting introduced. I love the way they do these introductions. Pretty fun. All right. Man, this is such a bummer though that they have to split the race up like that. I'm surprised they don't have like a little screen showing the men's race still going on. But for now, we'll just enjoy the women's race getting started. Looks like all of you guys are voting Lucy. 53%. You're expecting her to hold on in the swim and the bike. And then let's see how she runs. She's my pick as well. Daniela. Not many of you guys picking the current reigning PTO champion, Ashley Gentle, who won both races quite well last year. But yeah, I also agree. I know she raced a little bit ago in Europe, probably a few weeks ago now, and she didn't do so well at all. I don't even think she finished on the podium, but you know, she always has some trouble, she says, when she comes over to Europe. So oh, sorry about that. I stopped talking because I believe my computer screen has frozen on one side, so I'll be right back when I get that fixed. Alright, it's working again, so hopefully the stream is still going. But here we go, the women's race underway. Good to see you guys picking Lucy for the win. Man, I bet she'll be dying for a win under her belt. She gets a lot of second places. She's especially going to be wanting to beat Daniela Reef, I think. So whenever Daniela's there, she seems to come second to her. But I've heard rumors that Daniela is ready for this distance, and in my opinion, she's been preparing for this one for a long time. On Instagram, she's been posting that Ibiza was her goal for a while to start her season, that she was hoping she would be ready for it, and that means she knows she's done this distance before. The Collins Cup, she actually had the fastest time there overall. I know it's not quite the same since it's an individual time trial, but I think if she knows what she's getting herself into, she could surprise us all here and swim really well and go for the win. Robo Roth would be a great experience. Is there a race with a better fan vibe? Man, I can't wait to experience it. I've never been there before. I mean, just watching on the live stream gives me goosebumps, and watching it last year and seeing Jan race and Magnus do so well, I just thought, I gotta go here one day, and I just couldn't believe that I get the chance to go there. And I just hear everybody say that it's just a million times better than Kona. Although Kona is my dream and always has been my dream to get to as an athlete. Yeah, Challenge Roth really seems like it's the best place to go as a fan. Looks like somebody's way off there on the left, but definitely Lucy, we all know, is there in the front. Man, it's such a bummer they don't have the men's race going on. Right now on YouTube, they don't have the men's race, even a small screen of the men's race going on right now. That is such a shame. I would love to see the women's swim get started just like it is, but if they could have a small screen of what's going on in the men's race, that'd be great. We just spent 2 hours of our lives watching it. It would be nice if we knew what was going on, because it looks like Max Newman, Kyle Smith, and Alistair Brownlee, if you look at the tracker over here, have decided to make a breakaway. And that will be super interesting when they come back to the live stream to see, because I had a feeling Max Newman, I've got him ranked number 4, is going to shock quite a few people here. I remember hearing a podcast with him, and he was talking about how he always just trained for a 2:40 marathon. He's like, yeah, I just trained for a 2:40 marathon. I just run at those times, and I had a feeling I was going to run a 2:40 marathon in Kona. He ran almost exactly a 2:40 marathon, if I remember correctly. And just the way he talked about it was so casual. And then he said, now I know I'm just going to have to run faster than a 2:40 marathon. So I'm going to have to run a 2:35. So I'm just going to train for a 2:35. And the way he was just saying it was so casual. And I loved hearing that. And it just gave me a lot of faith in him, that he just believes in what he's capable with. And hearing that he did like 800 kilometer bike weeks and just massive amounts of volume that brought his bike to the level where it's at now, and it looks like good enough to lead a breakaway of Kyle Smith and Alistair Brownlee, and it looks like Jan Frodeno didn't quite make that jump. So super fascinating to see how that unfolds, and whether Ditlev and Blumenfeld are able to bridge that gap and get to the front of the race. And they're at 31 miles into the bike, 50 Ks in, so they got 30 kilometers left. So still a good bit on the bike. This is an early breakaway attempt from Newman, Smith, and Brownlee. If they can make it stick, wow, this gives Kyle Smith a really good chance. This gives Max Newman a really good chance. Both of those guys are great runners. Yeah, I can't believe right now the PTO are probably going to get lit up about this. I could imagine that they're showing a interview of Els Visser with the live women's race, but not the men's race. There's nothing there with the men's race going on. Ironman is doing that a little bit better than them. I mean, they don't have to show any volume or anything, but at least show the footage of the men's race going on. Great to see 370 of you guys in joining us for the race. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. If you haven't seen me before or met me before, my name's Travis. I kind of jumped into this live stream really late, and if you've been here the whole time and I didn't introduce myself, it's because I didn't. I got here just a little late and jumped in right as it started. But yeah, I started this channel October 1st just as a fun hobby. Funny enough, I was just got into it. I'm just gonna mute the commentary here for a second so I can chat with you guys. But yeah, I started it because I had the idea that Kona was coming up. I'd like to make some videos, and then Adobe was doing a free trial, and I missed editing because I used to do it in the past. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a couple of videos. So I made a couple of videos about the Collins Cup, you can see on there, that were just really terrible. And then I made one about Colin Chartier after he won the US Open, just to practice for Kona coming up. But yeah, that video didn't age well, and a lot of people have checked it out since the news came out. We're not even gonna get into that. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started. Amazingly, had quite a bit of success with the Kona videos, you know. I just didn't think there was enough media, or at least YouTube videos about Kona, or just somebody just reporting on the race and giving opinions. And sure enough, yeah, I just kept having one idea after another after I kept doing it, and I really enjoyed it. And then there was a lot of subscribers, a lot of likes, a lot of people commenting, being so encouraging and telling me to keep doing it. So that's what it is. That's how it started. And yeah, hope to grow it into something I can do full time, and you know, getting these opportunities like going to Challenge Roth, being able to report there. I was just in Ironman Texas and did a few interviews and filmed for Simon Shee, the professional triathlete, so I'd love to do more of that. I was actually gonna go to St. George, but I've been sick all week, and I was gonna do a few interviews there, but then I wouldn't have been able to do this live watch along. So I love doing this, and hope to do more of this in the future. But I wasn't able to set it up like I hoped for this week. I was gonna have some guests on, like Jack Kelly from How They Train has mentioned he might come on in the future, as well as the Pro Tri News hosts, and some other guys like that. I've got some other guys as well who are interested in in doing this as well, and hopefully some other pros who aren't racing. I know I said that last time, but yeah, really hoping to do that in the future when I have some more time to set that up and plan that. And so it won't be just me talking for 3 hours, because I would get tired of that. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. There we go. They got the men's race back up. Raja, sorry, I see there you're saying Ironman coverage has so many ads though. Yeah, I totally agree. This, thanks for bringing that back up. I need to remember to be grateful. But here we go. We're looking at the men's race. Magnus Ditlev, we just see him going ahead of Jan Frodeno there. Looks like he's passing Aaron Royal as well. Amazing. Ditlev staying in aero position while Aaron Royal's just grinding out of the aero position. Roger, there hasn't been a regular reactive updates show for a while. Triathlon Terran used to do something similar, but GTN's videos are all obviously pre-recorded, and they only do one magazine show a week. Yeah, good point. And I just felt, to be open and honest there, that GTN, because they're owned by a corporation, I just felt that there was an opportunity there for me just to be on my own and just say what I want to say, keep it personal. I can interact with every single one of you guys, and yeah, I just thought there was an opportunity to just be able to do what I wanted, and yeah, say what I wanted and help the sport grow. And so that's why I started and kept going. And thank you for saying that. Yeah, because that's exactly how I felt. And I feel like there needs to be somebody giving out opinions so that you guys can share yours freely and react to it, and so that the organizations can see how the fans feel about the sport. And the GTN and Triathlon Terran, they're focused on so many things, whereas I would love to throw in funny videos about my training and going to Roth and that kind of thing as well, but I really do want to focus mainly on the pros and the amazing professional sport that we have. All right, let's see what is happening here. Looks like Ditlev is trying to bridge that gap. He's 9 seconds down on those front three. He does not want to let them get away. So interesting to see him making that move. Frodeno is now 27 seconds back, so he couldn't go with that group. Looks like he's going to try and stick with Tom Bishop and Aaron Royal, who he was leading that pack. He couldn't go with Ditlev, it looked like. So he's 12 seconds back from Ditlev. Blumenfeld couldn't go with Ditlev either, so he stayed 29 seconds back. That is game-changing moment in the race. Game-changing moment. If Blumenfeld can't bridge that gap, and let's see if Ditlev tries to break free from these guys once he makes that move up to the top, or will he sit in again and then wait to make his move at the end? Will Jan Frodeno let these guys get away? His whole legacy is here for this race. It's gonna be interesting to see. Wow, here we go. We're watching Lucy get out already and do the Australian exit. She's got a couple of good swimmers behind her though. So it's impressive to see that they're already, she doesn't have as big of a gap as I thought she would, sorry. Blue and Frodo shoulder to shoulder in the run. What a joy. Christopher, thank you for saying that. 100%. What a joy. I've just been busy doing this and talking so much, and I just didn't take a moment to just be grateful. And that moment, that comment you just put in there just gave me a moment to just be like, yes, I gotta be grateful that this race is going on. And Alistair and Jan actually are not injured. And we're getting to see this happen. It's unreal. Try Bambolinas. Thanks, guys. Ricard from Mexa. Hey, good to see you here. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming along. Do you think Frodeno is losing time or being smart? Good point. Good point. Right now, there's 4 guys up there though. You know, the odds aren't going to be with them that all of them aren't going to run well. So we'll have to wait and see. You know, if that gap goes out any farther, then I think it's definitely a mistake. But if it stays at 27 seconds, then maybe it is something smart. That's just my opinion. Right now, Daniela Riff 1 minute 15 seconds down so far, which is quite far back in 19th place. So Daniela Riff not swimming too well, but if she can keep within 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the swim, that's not a bad swim for her, and she can definitely bike up to Lucy with that kind of a swim. This kind of swim really suits Lucy Charles Barkley, by the way. I mean, just a open water, choppy swell swim. Really suits her and really makes the worst swimmers struggle. Really interesting to see there Tamara Jewett. I'm going to switch over to the women's race if I can on the tracker. Let's see how the other women are doing. Paula Finley's a minute back, so not a great swim for her. Ashley Gentle, a minute 5 seconds. I was kind of hoping she would be with the group with Holly Lawrence. Holly Lawrence, by the way, is 40 seconds down with India Lee, Sarah Perez-Sala, and Fenella Langridge. So Ashley Gentle, she would have probably hoped to be in that group. She was a short course athlete, and she has Josh Amberger as a husband, so she was probably hoping she would be up a little bit further. And the swim, Luisa Baptista as well. She should be up there in the 42nd pack. So, and then Paula Finley as well. What am I saying? She's a great swimmer. I'm not sure why she didn't make that pack. Otherwise, it's Haug, Zadaro, Emma Pallant-Brown, and Daniela Reef. They're all together in that. Looks like the 3rd swim pack there. So. Muhammad, this race is so interesting, you can't predict what's going to happen. I know, you're absolutely right. It's crazy. I can't believe it's unfolding the way it is. Super, super interesting that there's a split happening right now. 37 miles into the bike. Whoo, 20 kilometers to go, and we're going to have the run race of a lifetime. It's going to be madness. I'm probably, just so you guys know, once the men's race is over, I'm probably going to have to head out. I've just got to put together the highlights for the races, and that's going to take a while. And it is currently 1 a.m., and we've probably got at least an hour and a half left, maybe a little bit more. So it is going to be a late night for me. I've also got to do the highlights for the St. George race as well tomorrow. My girlfriend's going to kill me again, so pray for me. So I will do my best to, stay as long as I can. But yeah, it looks like after the men's race, I'll probably head out of here. 407 of you guys joining in for this. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. If you guys can, could you give this a like so it shoots up higher in YouTube when somebody puts in a search? That helps me out a lot. And yeah, if you subscribe, if you haven't, follow me on Instagram, do all those things. I'd appreciate it. But really appreciate every single one of you guys that you are fans of the sport of triathlon. I love it. I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere here in Washington, and don't have anyone to watch the race with necessarily at this time of night, especially. So it's so fun getting to hang out and watch it with you guys, and love that you're jumping in the chat. If you guys are just lurking here, come on, hop in the chat, ask me a question, get involved with the other people there in the chat. That'd be great. I can see you guys are voting though, so 170 of you are taking part in the votes. We've got Lucy Charles at 54%, so you guys believe that she is ready for this season. 54%. Daniela, 26%. Interesting to see a lot of you guys picking Daniela. I had her in second, but I also think she could win as well, judging by what I've heard. Well, I think we'll have to wait and see for her run. We always know her bike's going to be strong. Then Ashley Gentle with 13%. Tamara Jewett, for me, always going to be the dark horse. If she's like the Jason West of the men's race, if she manages to keep up, she could run to the win. All right, let me answer some of your questions here. Thanks for the coverage, Thomas. You betcha. And Howard for the win. Yes. I know, I can't believe I haven't mentioned her name yet. Absolutely has a chance to win it. Trucker Runner, as it stands, who do you think now compared to pre-start with the men's race? Let's see. Let's check my tracker. I have to look on my screen over here. It's kind of fun how my eyes are looking at the tracker. Just noticed that. It's kind of cool. As you can tell, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm getting amused by the small things. Smith, Brownlee, Newman, Ditlev. I wish I picked Ditlev in my top 5. That's all I'm thinking at this current moment. I still think Blumenfeld being 30 seconds down, it's not far enough away. So I feel like, you know, I think Alistair, in my heart, is still the favorite. So I'm going to pick him to win, especially he's doing well. Kyle Smith is leading him out. That's perfect for him. I think he's the favorite right now. But I think majority of the world will think that Blumenfeld at 30 seconds back is the favorite, because his run is insane. Gonna look up the tracker and see how West is doing, see how far away he's gone. If he's keeping at 2 minutes, he's definitely has a shot, but I don't think he's gonna be at 2 minutes. Yeah, he's at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Not good for him, but he can still definitely run his way into a top 5, I believe. If you guys are interested to know, Ben Hoffman, who I definitely had predicted at last place, is 10 minutes back already, so not good for him. Camworth 5 minutes back, but yeah, Jason West 20th place. It just goes to show you how hard these guys are pushing at the top of the race, and how big of a difference even in a race like Oceanside is in comparison to a race like this with a depth of field. It makes all the difference having packs and strong swimmers and everything. That's why I love the PTO, the best racing the best. It's just such a treat. All right. With high speeds and long legal trains, it makes passing hard. Yeah, really good point, Robbo. Yeah, good point. You have to pass a lot of people, or it's really hard to just slot in at 20 meters at the, you know, and not mess that all up. You could get a penalty for doing that. So yeah, really good point. Christopher, you're putting in a lot of hard work for this. Really hope you start getting properly paid for it soon, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, definitely not a paying gig at the moment, but hopefully one day, you know. Definitely always have things in the background going on, and you know, some that I can share, others that I can't, just in case it falls through. But there's always things going in the background that hopefully can make this full-time one day. So definitely is interest in my channel and how people can use it, and you know, I'm in contact with pretty much all of the organizations, so that's great. It's super fun that they notice the channel. Good luck with the covers. It's 11 a.m. here. Oh, lovely. 11 a.m. weekend. I can just picture you having a brunch enjoying this. So, yeah, you're welcome. No problem, man. Steve Sharp, I had Magnus in mind from the start. He's pushing that bike hard. Good call, Steve. He is. He has 19 bike takeovers right now. That is insane. I think he's trying to set a bike takeover record. I had Magnus, what do you think about Laidlow pulling out? Good question. Honestly, I don't think he's talked about enough. I mean, just so random. Moving house, pulling out, personal reasons. You know, possibly losing out on $100,000. So hopefully everything's okay with him. You know, I don't want to say anything or spread any rumors or gossip, but definitely so strange. Hopefully everything's okay. You never know. Something bad happening in the family or relationship or something like that. So, but really sad that he's not there, because he definitely would have changed this race up, and it would have been interesting to see how well he biked at this distance. He's so good, we know, at the Ironman distance. So maybe the Force 4 are going far too fast. Yeah. It's wow. The last update there I'm seeing on the tracker, I always point the wrong way, is that Blumenfeld is dropping 9 seconds back. We know he would have had to push really hard with Magnus Ditlev, by the way, to get back up to this front pack. Maybe it was too much, because now Bishop, Royal, and Frodeno have gotten a little gap on him. And Ben Canute, who we know is a mega rider, like, he's pretty good on the bike, is now 1 minute and 1 second down. Interesting to see Robert Carlin crawling his way up into 10th place. If you didn't know, Robert Carlin got called up last minute as a replacement. I believe it was for Sam Laidlow. or that was Andreas Salvesberg. Those two guys were the replacements. So Robert Callan, really young Swedish athlete. He'll definitely be a force for the future. Really tall, big guy, strong, powerful biker. Into 10th place, he'll be chuffed with that as a last-minute call-up. He might land himself some big money, so he will be really glad that somebody pulled out for him. It's really sad that Frederick Funk had that mechanical issue with his flat tire, which caused him probably cost him a lot of time and the ability there not to ride with Magnus Ditlev and Blumenfeld maybe, but right now he's 2 minutes and 28 seconds back. But apparently his run is on another level this year, so really excited to see Frederick Funk, and that's why I love the run in a triathlon so much, and I'm trying to stay calm during this this part of the race because the run is just so much happens on the run. Oh my goodness. Sad not to see Wes being able to hold on that bike. Was excited to see him spicing up the run. I totally agree. That would have been so good. Maybe the first four are going far too fast. Yeah, well, sorry, I replied to that one soon. Maybe they are going too fast. That is a good point. Interesting to hear Reese Barkley saying supporting is way way more nervous than racing. When I was in Texas, I couldn't believe how exhausting supporting a race was. But here comes Lucy Charles coming out of the swim here. It'll be interesting to see what the gaps on the women's race. Just saw a clip of Non-Stanford being interviewed with the title Aaron Royal's wife underneath it. If they didn't have her name with that, that would be terrible. Poor girl. See how well Lucy transitions. That looks quick. She looks good. A little trouble there with the helmet. Uh-oh. She's having trouble zipping up her suit as well. But there she goes. There she goes. That looks like quite a hard transition, and we saw that in the men's race where Jan Frodeno really fumbled there, getting going. That'll definitely make the highlight reel for sure. Leon Martin, thank you so much for the comment there. Yeah, it's a lot of fun setting this all up, and you know, I love playing with all this kind of stuff, and hopefully one day I'll have a better. I actually just ordered a new backdrop, by the way, where I'm getting a much nicer gray professional photography setup behind me, so that'll look a lot better, and I can take it anywhere I go because I live in this amazing cabin on a lake right now, but I only rent it, and so I'll have to move in the next month. But now that I'll have the good professional backdrop behind me, and I actually got some professional lighting as well, which is why I'm being lit up quite nicely from this side. So I've got some professional lighting. I just have to buy a camera. Everything's filmed on my phone right now. Yeah, lots of upgrades coming, and yeah, I just see so many things in the future to make all of this better. So thanks for the comment, appreciate it. Thanks Try Vibes TV, appreciate it. Really love those comments, thank you. Frodo seriously dropping power now? All right. Uh-oh, not dropping good power, dropping bad power. 51 seconds back. It looks like he might be riding with Blumenfeld. Maybe that's something that he's gonna do on purpose. Interesting to see that Royal is outriding Frodeno and Blumenfeld. I mean, Royal didn't do as good last year, but you know, we know he's a phenomenal rider. He was always a really good rider in the short course. You know, this might just be him getting used to the TT bike and spending more time with it as he switched over full time to long course triathlon. The Olympian Aaron Royal, don't sleep on him. You know, he got third at the PTO Canadian Open, which I was at in person, and that shocked a lot of people. But if you knew Aaron Royal's background, it wouldn't have shocked you because he's top class athlete. Interesting to see that Ditlev has stayed there in 4th place. He hasn't tried to break away from those guys at the front, But man, this is the way Alistair Brownlee races. This is why I picked him for the win. He was interviewed and said that he barely did any training for the Ironman that he won in Ironman Sweden, and he destroyed the course record and obliterated the field there by so much time and looked pretty fresh at the end of it. And if he's saying that he's fit and ready going into a race, and in other interviews he said he's surprised at how fit he is, that's Alistair Brownlee and Alistair Brownlee words for I am going to surprise all of you, let me tell you what. So that's why I picked him for my winner. I honestly think he's gonna do it, and having a gap of 55 seconds on Christian Blumenfeld, who is the fastest runner, I'd guess, unless you know, Aaron Royal, we just saw him at Gran Canaria, didn't have the best run there. We don't know how Jan Frodeno's gonna run. He might be saving some run legs for himself, but I'd say Kyle Smith, Max Newman, they could be fast runners as well, but we know they're gonna have had a hard bike, so lots to unfold here, but I think Alistair Brownlee for me is gonna do it. Jan's the master of mind games. Drad Belson, I like to think it's on purpose. Good point. Trucker, thanks for your hard work. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate that, mate. That's super kind of you. I actually love doing it. Yeah, if you ask my girlfriend, I kind of run home, get the setup, have fun. I like making videos, especially you know, videos that you get a lot of comments, a lot of reactions. That's always super fun. And yeah, hopefully I could get the YouTube algorithm going, because it's super interesting now looking at all the analytics, and like a video like I put up last night that I made really quickly and stayed up really late to make, and it wasn't my best, I know that. But interesting to see how a video like that only gets 10,000 impressions, that YouTube shows it to 10,000 people on the homepage, and if it doesn't hit a certain percentage of clicks, it won't get any more than 10,000 impressions. It'll maybe get 100 or so a week, and then it kind of just fizzles out and dies. But if you get a certain good click-through rate and a high watch time percentage, then the video can get shown to so many more people, and you get a lot more impressions on the home screen. And so that's kind of how I've seen the YouTube algorithm work. So learning a lot about it, and what it comes down to is just making a great video. And so yeah, hoping to make some more great videos in the future. Right now we're still working full-time, and yeah, I've been editing for other people as well, like edit for Simon Shee. I've been editing for a French triathlete. Yeah, just editing for a lot of people, and it's keeping me busy. So hopefully I have a little bit more time to make great videos in the future, and especially if the event organizations let me use their footage. PTO is one where they gave me media accreditation, so that's great. And yeah, looking forward to doing that more with more of the organizations in the future. Does anyone have a link, Moral, for the live tracker? Yes, it is. It's just, you just type it into the App Store or Google Play Store, type in PTO Athlete Tracker. So in Germany you need to pay to watch it, unless, Sammy, you download a VPN, then you can set your location to the US and you can watch it on YouTube for free. So unfortunately that's the only way in Germany to watch it. But you are missing out on a good race, so I do recommend checking out a VPN and trying to get it, because it is crazy, and it's just about to come down to the run, so now would be a good time to get the VPN set up. I really hope Ali gets the win. I've always enjoyed his racing style. Me too, Steve. Thanks. Yeah, great comment. I love that he just goes for broke. You know, a lot of times he does end up broke, like he did in Canada, but he almost took the win there. Remember that. So that's why I'm not surprised he's winning here. Lucas, link to this live stream depends where you're at, but I'll shoot you the one I'm using right here. 222 of you guys now have voted, and 55% of you think Lucy Charles Barkley is going to take the win. Daniela Reef with 25%. I'm pretty impressive. Tribe Membolinas, wow, thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate that. That's super, super kind of you. Thank you. I believe, actually, you have a YouTube channel, if I remember correctly. And that you do post videos, if I remember. So I'm just gonna look that up and give you a shout out. Hey, Cafecito, thank you. Appreciate it. Buy me a coffee. I'm gonna need that in the morning. So thank you so much, especially as I do the highlights all through the night. All right, 401 of you guys, or 420 watching now. Wow, so many of you guys watching me. I have a little bit of imposter syndrome, not gonna lie. Public speaking is my worst nightmare, so this is like kind of cheating because I can't see any of you guys in front of me, but just seeing that number over there kind of makes me a little bit sweaty. So, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'm providing you some good insight here alongside the commentary. Let's see here. Let me just check back in with the stream. There's the top 4. Kyle Smith, Alistair Brownlee, Max Newman, and Magnus Ditlev. Who would win out of those 4? So interesting. I love Kyle Smith, guys. I think this just really shows what a level this guy is at. I mean, he's a phenomenal swimmer. He's a phenomenal biker. We just need to see him run. And if he can pull off a run, he could be the new Sam Leba. He could just blow up out of nowhere. If you don't know his story and how he met Jan Frodeno, well worth a look up. I mean, just crazy. He just decided to move to Girona from New Zealand. You know, didn't have much money, didn't really know what he was doing, going all in on triathlon, and happened to run into Jan Frodeno, and they hit it off. And sure enough, he became Jan's training partner, and Jan took him under his wing. And Kyle's always said Jan truly is a genuinely nice guy. So what a better way for Kyle to start going into long distance triathlon, although he now is like Christian and Gustav trying to make it to the Paris Olympics. But he's got a lot to go up against with some of those New Zealand triathletes. The short course triathletes are really good. So yeah, Kyle is an amazing athlete. Interesting to see how he does here. Nathan, just imagine you're chilling with a bunch of friends. Honestly, that's what I'm doing. I'm having a great time. My girlfriend was just telling me, yes, go have fun. Yes, he was giving me that encouragement as well. So appreciate that. I'm going to have to really get into that mindset when I'm at Challenge Roth and holding a microphone and a big camera right in front of me. And having to all of a sudden switch on and say the right thing live. There's no second chances. There's no, I'll just have to pretend that I'm talking to all of you guys on here who I know have watched my live streams before and watched my channel and know me really well. So I'm gonna have to pretend to do that. So yeah, a little nervous about that, but super excited to head to Challenge Roth and be a reporter, and hopefully I can do that more in the future. All right, we've got 7 kilometers left on the bike. Looks like they're coming back into town now, and I can blow this image up a little bit more. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see. So it looks like they're coming down here, and then they'll come in. Oh, you guys can't see my mouse, of course. But yeah, interesting to see that the bike ends along the coast there, and then the run runs along the coast. So that's gonna be great. If the run is a lot more entertaining than this highway bike race, I'm excited for that. PTO Edmonton, by the way, guys, was such a great race, and it's so sad it wasn't there this year because of, I believe, planning permission never got granted. Because there was an election, a city election, or something like that. It was just a little bit of a mess, so they didn't get approved to do it, but it should be coming back next year. And I was at that race live and raced it myself. It was awesome. I really think PTO are going to give Ironman a run for the money in age group races in a short amount of time, because that was put on as good as any Ironman race, if not better, in my opinion. And I've done both, so yeah, I can't wait for that race again. And the reason I brought that up is because the course was spectacular, and they had a helicopter flying overhead and it went through the downtown city and hills, and it was a great course. This one to me, not so great, just a flat highway. Hopefully this run course shows a little bit of Ibiza a lot better. It looks like it should. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen real quick. That'll be the run course there. Oh, by the way, before you look at the run course, can you take a look at my palm tree? I found that at a thrift store, and I had to buy it because I love the beach. I love surfing. It's one of my favorite hobbies. And I always knew that was going to come in handy one day, and I didn't know why, because it's just perfect for this Ibiza, theme I got going on. So I just wanted to make sure you guys noticed my palm tree. All right, back to the run course. There you go. Just had to mention that. It was $1, by the way. $1. Forgot to mention that. $1 for this palm tree. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break before they jump off the bike, and then I will be back. Alright, I'm back. And we're about to start the men's run race. I swear if we miss the transition, I'm going to be so upset because they're 80 Ks right now on the tracker. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Kyle Smith in first. Alistair looks great. Oh, it looks like he overran his bike slot a little bit. No, come on, Alistair. You could tell I'm rooting for him. Apologies. I got to be neutral. I got to be a reputable news source here for you guys. Here comes Magnus Ditlev. He was a little bit behind there. Let's see how fresh he looks. Kyle Smith on the run. Let's go. Oh man, it looks like it's going to come down between 10 people, in my opinion, for a podium spot here. Magnus trying to get his shoe on. Oh man, Max Newman taking a while here, but he's off. Kyle Smith and Alistair Brownlee really got a good gap on them, so that's super interesting. Remember, Jan Frodeno did have the fastest Team 1 split. Keep that in mind. Here we go on the run, guys. Are you ready? I'm so excited. There we go. Christian Blumenfeld coming into transition with Jan Frodeno. Jan Frodeno had a quicker, ended the bike a little quicker there. There's Tom Bishop and Aaron Royal as well. Oh, Alistair Brownlee already overtook Kyle Smith, and he is gunning it. Here we go. Been waiting for this race for far too long. Sorry if I'm a little too excited for you guys. But how good is this? I mean, we finally get to see this happen. Alright, catching up with some of your comments there. Some motor pacing for Lucy. Oh no, you hate to see that. I wish they would probably split this coverage between the main screen and the women. Yeah, I totally agree. I was just looking there on Instagram with Jack Kelly from How They Trend, and he was ripping the PTO this year. This coverage is horrible. Why aren't they splitting the screen? Like, what is going on? I don't know if it's different on Eurosport or the other apps. If you guys could keep us posted, but on YouTube, it's not so good right now. All right, here they go out onto this run course. It's so cool that it's through the town. That's awesome. I love that. Show us some more of Ibiza. Ibiza, however you say it. The party town, the party island. Kyle's bridged that gap back up. They look like they're flying. Come on. Let's see how Jan and Christian do. They're going to have to book it. If anybody can do it, Christian can do it. Christian, hi, I'm from Germany. I think Christian and Jan will come later to the front and give power at the end. All right, let's see it. I want to see them do it. Here we go. Looks like we've got some more people coming into transition. I wonder who that's going to be. Steve saying I'm watching this on the PTO site and looks like it's the same as YouTube. Okay, thanks for the update. Dang. Go. I feel like somebody's gotta have. There's gotta be some people blowing up. I'm interested to see what the temperature is. 70 degrees. A perfect day for a race. Not too hot. Thought it would be a little bit hotter than that. It's also looks like quite a bit windy. So they've got a nice breeze. And no real excuse for people to blow up here. Dang, Frederick Funk, Daniel Becker are quite a bit behind. That's not where I expected them to be that far behind. Ben Canute was a minute 23 down coming out of there. I think Jason West can definitely run into the top 5. I'll predict it, but I don't think I'm sticking with my podium prediction so far. It'll be interesting to see if Magnus Ditlev didn't do too much on the bike. However, I did see some huge news. If you guys are tuned into the race, quickly head over to me and look at me for a second. Because I just heard that Magnus Ditlev apparently did an FTP test before this race, and he averaged 508 watts for 20 minutes. So that's the most mind-blowing FTP test I've ever heard. Honestly, even for Pro Tour riders. So he probably did an overbike is my guess, and that he has still got a lot left for the run. But Interesting to see all these guys coming out of transition. There goes Jason West. Actually didn't see who that was. That looks like Peter Heimerick. He did really well at the last two. Top 8 in the last 2 PTO races. Sorry, chewing on a cough sweet. Throat's still a little bit sore from my sickness. Christopher, what? I know, right? I just saw Jack post that on the How This Train. He got a call from Magnus's manager who told him that was his FTP split. My FTP is 270 on a really good day, and that's almost double that. That makes me want to cry. I would love to have seen the numbers he was pushing while he was blowing past everyone. I agree. And I also know that he is extremely, extremely aero and has the fastest race suit along with Christian. And he has all those gadgets and everything to make him as fast as he can possibly be, and his amazing aero bars. And he spends €600 an hour apparently to do his aero testing, and that's just to rent the time, not the people to help him and everything, but €600 an hour just for the time at the aero tunnel. So I mean, this guy is investing in his aerodynamics as well as being able to hold 508 watts. What the hell? So looks like 20 seconds now. Max Newman is behind with Kyle Smith and Alistair Brownlee, with Magnus Ditlev 28 seconds back now, so he lost quite a bit. Then Blumenfeld and Frodeno are minute 19 back. Kyle Smith's in a good spot right now. Can he pull it off? He is in such a good spot. Remember all the PTO rankings points that comes with this as well. I mean, just being able to hold on and get all this media time is so good for an athlete, so good for the brand, so good for their career. So he is doing so well right now. I would expect a lot of people to be calling Kyle Smith's name, a lot of sponsors in the future. I mean, he's 25 years old. He has got a bright, bright future. If he's able to swim and bike with Alistair Brownlee and run even a kilometer with him, he's doing well. Any idea what pace the leaders are running at? Man, I wish I knew. My guess would be... Actually, let me look it up on the other PTO tracker. Looks like he... 257 per kilometer, Alistair Brownlee, so far. I'm waiting to see that for miles, if you're looking for it in miles. 257, by the way, for Alistair Brownlee. 259 for Kyle Smith, 302 for Max Newman, 306 for Magnus Ditlev. So insane, basically around 3 minutes per kilometer. All right, I believe that's about 5 minutes per mile. Oh, I didn't see that. Here we go. I gotta go back and see Jan Frodeno. Wow, Jan Frodeno running with Christian Blumenfeld. How good is that, guys? Tri Vibes. I love this sport. Me too, man. How good is this? No way they're holding that Christopher. I know, man. I mean, these guys are superhumans. That's why this needs to be a global sport. It's just amazing. Blue and Frodo running 30 seconds slower per mile. Ooh, good catch. Good catch. Looks like Kyle is losing a bit of ground now to Alistair Brownlee. Come on, Alistair. I picked you. All I get is clout if you win, but I need you to win, man. Come on. Alistair. Man, Alistair, if you could just slow down by like a couple seconds, please. Just slow down and hold on. Thank you, Christopher. Alistair Brownlee will have to slow down at some point. That's what you think, but he just doesn't, man. He just doesn't. Yeah, Christian Blumenfeld and Jan Frodeno both holding 8 seconds slower per kilometer than Alistair Brownlee. Alistair, slow down, please, man. You're in the lead. You've got Oh, you've already got a minute and 25 on Jan Frodeno and Christian Blumenfeld. Just take it easy. Maybe they're at different speedy points on the track, screwing the data a bit. Actually, I don't think it does because, it does at the, each tracking mat is dependent on the last two. So it's in between the last two. Yeah, so some are higher, some are lower, some are uphill, some are downhill, etc. But just in general, I use it for seeing how much faster they're running than the person next to him during that timing split. So, I mean, Alistair is still running faster than everybody. 28 seconds back already to Max Newman, 12 seconds ahead of Kyle Smith already at 3K into the run. 15K to go. Can he hold on? There goes Max Newman. Look at this. Such an interesting course here along the waterfront. We're watching them go around that edge of the pier there. Come on, Alistair. Jan there. Let's see. Here we go. Looks like Ali has decided to utilize ITU strategy for the event. I actually think this is the only way he knows how to race, by the way, which has not worked in the past for long course. Here's hoping he's got a formula right. Man, I hope so too. I hope he's got enough nutrition. You just never know with this guy. At least he's not injured and they're here. Oh, I almost feel like I have to shut my mic off for a bit because I'm too excited. I think I would be a terrible commentator because I would just get too excited and I just start cheering on everybody and not actually talking about the race. Alistair looks comfortable. He wasn't running this fast when I saw him at PTO Edmonton. But he, like I did say, if you guys weren't here earlier, Ali said he is surprised at his fitness. He said training has gone well. And he's using adjectives that I've never heard him hear before. And I know he's been training pretty consistently since his injuries and putting in heaps. I mean, probably close to 35, 40 hours a week of aerobic training and has, in the last month or so, switched over to specific training. Oh, he almost ran into a fan. What an idiot. I can't believe they don't have more officials to monitor that. That is ridiculous. He almost ran into a fan. Did you guys see that? Some idiot looking on his phone. That would have just been the worst storyline ever. Alistair would go down in history as the most unlucky athlete of all time. I forgot where I was and what I was talking about. Apologies. But yeah, I was just saying that Alistair Brownlee's training going so well, using different adjectives about his training. So I knew this was going to happen. Like, I knew he was going to be so fit if he made it to the start line. But the key is, which nobody could predict, is whether he would be able to hold on for the win. He has not had the luck lately. Alright, let's check in on the women's race real quick. Fastest bike so far is Paula Findlay. She is a minute 29 ahead of Paula Findlay. So Paula's doing good today. Heck yeah, she did not do good in Oceanside. Ashley Gentle is up a little bit. She's a minute 40 back, so good stuff. She's riding well. Holly Lawrence is falling back a little bit. Vanilla Langridge is riding really well. Good to see. I think Vanilla is going to just keep improving. Huge Vanilla fan here. Daniela Reef actually riding the third fastest right now. Paula Findlay's riding the fastest. Ashley Gentle the second fastest. And then Daniela Reef's riding the third fastest. So, but we know Daniela's tactic is second half of the bike. So we've got a lot to come from. Anne Haug, 3 minutes 10 seconds back. Tamara Jewett, 4 minutes 47 seconds back. So it looks like she's having a Jason West kind of experience today. Looks like Steve Bendix Madsen pulled out in the women's race. But all right, going back to the men's race here. I can't believe they're showing the women's bike right now. They got to switch back to the men's race. Come on. They've got 60 kilometers to go. Come back to the men's race, please. We've been waiting for this race since pre-COVID. I mean, come on. We can always go back to the women's race. Come on, I love the women's racing as much as anybody, but we gotta watch this men's race. Come on, go back to the men's race. 21 seconds back, 30 seconds now. He's got on Kyle Smith, Alistair Brownlee, 30 seconds up, 31 seconds on Max Newman, who's catching up into second place. Man, Max was my dark horse for the win as well, so I love him. After seeing him at Kona and what he did there, biggest fan ever. He ran so well there. All right. And Magnus Ditlev, he hasn't showed up on the tracker yet. He has still got some work to do on his run. There we go, 50 seconds back, so not so bad. Now the all-important split coming up, seeing how Jan Frodeno and Christian Blumenfeld are running. Man, does this put Alistair Brownlee in contention for that GOAT status again? Everybody calls Jan the GOAT, but if Alistair takes the win here and wipes the floor, this is gonna look really good for Alistair. Back to the run, Steve. I know, come on. Michael Pollock. Christopher. Oh man, Blue pulling away from Frodo and no footage of it. Oh man, that is killing me. Yeah, he has 12 seconds now. Oh, that's so sad. Man, this would be terrible for Frodeno if he doesn't even get a top 5. Oh, that would be heartbreaking for him. But I know, he's on a long road to back from fitness and had run injuries and run problems, so I do feel so bad for him, man. He really is the biggest class act, the biggest personality in the sport. What a role model for everybody. Absolutely love Jan. I would have loved to have seen him win this race, to be honest. As big of an Alistair fan as I am, I think Jan is the best person for triathlon we could have ever asked for. We didn't deserve Jan, but we got him. And he's brought so many people to the sport, so I hope he pulls through and gets at least a top 5 here. 6th place wouldn't be too good for him. There's Alistair. Ooh. Oh, he's yelling there. Somebody help me out. Wow. There we go. Ooh. Getting heated by Ali. That is brutal. Alistair missing his grab nutrition. Interesting to see what happened there with with Alistair. Sorry, I was just trying to listen into the commentary there. Wow, if Alistair missed out on that important nutrition, that'll be interesting. That'll be really interesting to see. That runner behind him, just in case you guys didn't know, he's obviously on the lap before Alistair. So Alistair looks like he's got a really good gap now on Kyle Smith. Max Newman 23 seconds down now. Could Max Newman pull up a massive, massive upset here? I told you guys, Max Newman, when he was casually saying, yeah, I've just trained for a 240 and I did a 240 marathon. And now I'm just going to train to run faster. And Max has been just training super hard for this run since Kona. He doesn't even care about the Nice World Champs, so he's all in on these PTO races. That's why I had him in 4th place picked here, but he could do much better. Come on, Max. In my opinion, if you pull away on the bike from the likes of Jan Frodeno and Christian Blumenfeld, you deserve it. This is awesome, guys. This is so fun. Woohoo! Looks like none of you guys are chatting because you're you're watching this race intensely. I do not blame you. I can't even talk because I'm so interested. There's Christian Blumenthal. He's getting it taken to. He's gonna get it. He's getting it handed to him right now by those guys. That's a huge gap. Jan is looking pretty good, but man, Christian has really gapped him. This is crazy. Remember, Jan, guys, hasn't raced in such a long time, especially over this distance. I think the last time he raced a proper race was Collins Cup, where he finished the whole thing, and he didn't even have really somebody to race against. And then I believe it was Clash Miami before that, where he just wiped the floor with everybody, and Lionel was in second, but he hasn't raced this caliber of race in so long, and it's such a bummer that we missed out on a couple of years from him. A few years, honestly, with COVID. Biggest bummer ever, but so good to see him there running. And Christian Blumenthal in the same shot. How amazing is that? Alistair kind of looks like he's slowing down, I'm not going to lie. You know, if Max Newman has caught up 7 seconds in that last lap, I think Alistair's going to blow up, guys. I have a bad feeling. West and Ditlev, I want to see it. Okay, probably not happening, but still. All right, J Money, we'll have to keep an eye on those two for you. Here we go. Max Newman, 17 seconds back. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, Alistair looks rough. He did a lot of work on the front of that bike. Oh, man. Brownlee's running 3:03. Max Newman looks so good. There's Magnus Ditlev. There's Kyle Smith. Oh, did Magnus Ditlev just overtake Kyle Smith? I think he did. He's 39 seconds back. Oh, man. West running at a 2:54. Oh my goodness. Oh, Rubbo, you betcha. Sorry, I was assuming somebody a message there. Yeah, really nice to have the coverage. Yeah, it's so good. It looks like Alistair Brownlee has slowed down a little bit. That's why I was messaging someone. And Max Newman is on fire. Max Newman, coached by his brother, Mitch. Insane. How good would that be? Oh, Alistair is gonna see Max. Oh, it looks close. There goes Max now. He looks like he's flying. Wow, he looks good. Max can see 100 grand. That is a life-changing amount of money. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine Max Newman takes the win here? Could you imagine? Beats Jan Frodeno, Alistair Brownlee, and Christian Blumenfeld. Wow. Honestly, dark horse. Put him in 4th. Knew he could win. Honestly. Unreal. 11 seconds now, Steve. How good is that? Shows West at 4:39 per mile, J Money. Holy crap, that's insane. West is unreal. And West is the person I believe can hold that pace. I wonder who will have the fastest split. Right now, Jason West has overtaken 8 people already. Are you kidding me? He's in 10th place. 3:39 minutes down. 3:39 down. Ben Canute 3 minutes down. Tom Bishop has really fallen off the pace there, unfortunately. Aaron Royal 7th place. Jan Frodeno minute 32 back. He's running 5:04 per mile. Christian Blumenfeld 4:56. But yeah, Jason West, the fastest runner in the field right now. Christian Blumenfeld and Max Newman look like they're all running about the same. Dang, this must be hard for Christian Blumenfeld. He's in 5th. Guys, he's in 5th place right now. I reckon he's going to take Kyle Smith, but he might not finish on the podium. Jan Frodeno and Christian Blumenfeld not on the podium. And if Alistair is about to get past, holy smokes. Hold on, Ali. He's halfway, but he's going to get past. He blew up again. And Max is getting moto paced right now, which that'll help him out. Let's see if Ali goes with him. Let's see if Ali goes with him. Oops, didn't mean to delete that. Here we go. Is Max gonna hold on? Ah, my gosh. This is freaking exciting. Here comes the pass. You're right, Steve. Here we go. Leon, you guys think Blumenfeld is still able to reach the podium? I think he can. I think he can. We're still got 9Ks to go. You know, he's running really fast. I think he's definitely gonna get Kyle Smith. I think he'll get Magnus Ditlev throughout the end of the run, to be honest. So I'm thinking Max Newman first right now. I'm thinking if Alistair keeps fading, I'm thinking Christian in second, Max Newman, Christian Blumenfeld second, Alistair third, Ditlev fourth, Jan fifth. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna make a poll. Here we go. Wow, here goes Newman. Wow. Unreal. Alistair must be heartbroken. Wow. Max is gone. He's gone. Brownlee is cracking, you're right. He went out so hot. I don't know why he does that. Why would you go out at a 250 per kilometer pace and then just immediately every time go to 310? I mean, it's his Achilles heel. That's why so many people don't pick him, but I always have to pick him. I don't know why. He breaks my heart. $444 of you guys watching me right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's awesome. What a race we've got going on. It's 2 in the morning. It feels like 2 in the afternoon. This is such a joy. There goes Christian into 4th. Christian is flying now. He knows exactly what he's doing, guys. Dang, Kyle as well, dying. Frodo holding the pace. Frodo holding it. good to see. He'll get Kyle for sure. Now it'll be interesting to see if he can get Ditlev. Ferdinand, minute 24 back, so he's quite far back from Ditlev. Oh man, 6 seconds already Newman's put on Alistair. Wow, there they go, running past each other. I kind of hope Alistair holds off Christian, but Christian knows what he's doing. He knows the splits, he knows what he's got to catch up, he's a smart guy. Come on, I'll work out average speed later. Love it. Wow, it's great to see all the fans. So good to see all the fans lining the streets. I love that. Lots of cheering, lots of loops. This is really fun. Can't believe that guy almost crashed into Christian Blumenfeld earlier. I mean, into Alistair Brownlee earlier. Love to be in there in person. That would be so amazing. They probably are getting so many splits so they know exactly how far they are down. Wow. So Max Newman is still running so fast, but Christian Blumenfeld is running 7 seconds quicker per mile. But that won't be quick enough because he's only got 4 miles to go. So Max Newman will really have to slow down. Oh, Brownlee's 19 seconds back now. So I think Blumenfeld's definitely going to catch Brownlee. Because Christian looks really strong right now. Christian races so smart and so scientific. I don't know why Ali just keeps crashing. Steve, they figured out how to do a men's female split. Thank God. Jeez, it took long enough. How is Jan doing? We've almost already forgotten about Jan. Looks like he's still putting in a 4:55 mile though, 1:27. He's gonna overtake his training partner, Kyle Smith. I guess that's what you get when you train with someone. You end up racing about the same as them. Oh, it'd be great to see Gustav here, guys. I wonder if Gustav would have taken the win, how he would have done. It's super interesting if he could have bridged that gap. He didn't do so well at the last 70.3 world champ, so that would have been really interesting to see how he done. Ferdinand falling off a little bit further from the top. I mean, Max Newman is... I love a guy like Max Newman. No social media, no YouTube, no nothing. He honestly, if you hear his... You got to go back and listen to his podcast with Jack Kelly on how they train. If you haven't listened to him already, it's hilarious. The guy, when Jack asked him what he did for fun, he's like, oh, I like to dig stuff, dig holes. That's Max Newman, the most simple guy you could meet, just by the sounds of it. You know, no social media, loves to keep things simple. And here he is leading the biggest race I think triathlon's ever had. And I mean, probably not. You guys could refute that, but I mean, the biggest one in a long time, in a decade, surely. Here comes, that looks like Sarah Perez-Sala. She looks good right now. Taking over Paula Finley, wow. That's a big move. Can we go back to the men's run race? Oh my goodness, 457 of you guys watching. I can't even speak, to be honest. I just want to watch this men's race. Ali is amazing, top level with older generation and new generation, 100%. 35 years old though, he's not that old, you know, he's not Jan Frodeno. To me, Jan right now is amazing at 41 years old. Oh, insane. Blumenfeld is a specimen though, and I bet he's sad he didn't make that front pack. But he's about to overtake Magnus Ditlev. He's about to be on the podium. They're starting lap 4. Here we go. Here we go, lap 4, guys. 458 of you guys watching. This is so exciting, man. I wonder how many are watching the live stream. I'm gonna refresh. I can't believe they're not showing the men's. I want to, you know, I try not to swear, but this is ridiculous that they're not showing the end of the men's run here. And they're showing. This is insane. Insane. This stressed me out that they're not showing the men's race. Ali is 6 years younger than Frodo. Yep. They forgot again. No, face red, droopy eyes. The broadcast is so frustrating to watch. I know, this is on Iron Man levels. I'm not gonna lie, the commentating when I listen to it in a little bit, it's just not that great either. Thank God. Oh my gosh, Magnus Ditlev just passed by Magnus Ditlev. Alistair Brownlee just got passed by Magnus Ditlev. Here we go. We missed Blumenfeld passing Ali. You're totally right. What the hell? He's in second place, 43 seconds back. Max is still running faster than him. It looks like, guys, Max Newman is about to blow everyone's mind and take the win, but it's gonna come down to the wire. Christian knows exactly how hard he's got to run. Christian is dying. Can't wait to watch this develop. You know, we got the PTO US Open coming up, which I'll be at live in person. I'm not gonna miss that one. There's no way. Oh my goodness. I can't believe they're showing so much of Ali as well. I'm a huge Ali fan, but come on, switch to the next one. Go back to Max Newman. Come on. I'm almost rooting for Christian now. What a comeback that would be. I'm also keeping an eye on Jason West. Oh my goodness, 7th place, guys. Could Jason beat Jan Frodeno? Right now, Jason West is the fastest runner by far, so I'm being proven wrong. Putting my hand up, guys. Jason West, a minute faster than Max Newman and Christian Blumenfeld. Holy crap. How many kilometers left? Good question. We've got 6.5 left to go. 6.5 kilometers. That is a lot of seconds quicker. It's like more than 5 seconds quicker per kilometer, right? 6 seconds quicker per kilometer. Oh my goodness, that he's gonna have to do over Max Newman, who is currently running, I believe, a second per kilometer slower right now. Let's see, blue. Ditlev, Newman, 1, 2, 3. Ditlev is running super well. Yeah, it looks like that's it, man. It looks like that's all it's gonna be. Ditlev's putting in sub 5-minute miles. How insane is that? He's pacing his run so good. I don't know why I doubt him, and I think he's gonna blow up because he's so scientific as well. He's such a smart racer. Roger, I said it earlier, I really think running his legs have gone, I'm afraid. Yeah, you're right. Damn it. Alistair's running legs. Don't know what's going on with him, man. He just pushed. I know he led on the bike a lot too, and that must take it out of him more than most. Wow, Max looks fine. Wow, 27 years old. It's the same age as me. Get out of here, Max. Making me look bad. He rounded that corner so fast. He's such a skinny dude, isn't he? Wow. I really like it. The new Jan Frodeno, this guy. He's going to see Christian. Oh, there's Rudy von Berg. I wonder how well he's doing. Can't imagine too well. Gonna check the tracker. Rudy von Berg, 21st place, 9 minutes back. Cam Worth might be Rudy von Berg, by the way, guys. Ben Hoffman's having a rough one, 16 minutes back. That's a long trip to Ibiza. Ben Canoe, 11th place. Bakkegaard has overtaken him. West now in 5th place, guys. Jason West might beat Alistair Brownlee and finish at 4th place. So to, that's insane. French Leon Chevalier is in 24th. Something's gone up with him today. He had a horrible swim. Unfortunately, he's 11 minutes back right now on the run. My God, we are 12.2 kilometers in, guys. 5K to go. Christian's now running 5 seconds quicker per mile. He's really just going for broke. Jason West is running 4:40 per mile, by the way. I would love to see some shots of Jason West. Come on, Max, hold him off. Hold him off. Let's see. The tracker looks wrong. Frodeno out? Oh my God. Hopefully not. I don't know if he's out. I don't know. Start of lap 5. Apparently Blumenfeld, according to the commentary, just got another 7 seconds out of Max Newman, so it's really going to come down to the wire here. My computer is frozen, so if I have frozen, I apologize. I've got so many apps open, my computer hates me. What a race, guys. What a race. Sorry, I'm just checking other stats. Let's keep you informed. Holy smokes. 500 of you guys watching, welcome in. We broke 500. How amazing is this? Honestly, 100 of you guys joined in, or 140 at most, at the Oceanside race. So great to see you guys all joining in. Thank you so much. Head in the chat. It looks like most of you guys right now are voting for Christian Blumenfeld to win. We've got 100 votes for Christian. Max Newman with 17% of the votes. Alistair, not going to happen. So you think somebody's coming from the back to take the win here. Jan Frodeno just overtook Alistair Brownlee. So that is massive. Alistair Brownlee down into 5th place. That must hurt him. That must kill him. Be so interesting to see what happens. Let's see. Smith and Jan Frodeno giving up? I don't think so. I think they're just falling back a little bit there. Although Jan Frodeno is running faster than Magnus Ditlev according to the last update. Marco Ichingo, thank you so much. Appreciate that comment, man. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. Please, can you sum up the race so far for people recently joining? All right, I'll do my best. Swim, everybody you could imagine was there. Aaron Royal led the way. Jan Frodeno, Alistair Brownlee, those guys were there. Jason West didn't have the best swim, but came out a little bit behind with the likes of, let me think, Frederick Funk. Christian Blumenfeld was about a minute down, if I remember. On the bike, Magnus Ditlev was the biggest mover. Most overtakes. It was insane. He took Christian Blumenfeld with him. Worst case scenario for most of the guys, they had one big pack then with Jan Frodeno, Alistair Brownlee, Christian Blumenfeld towards the end of the bike. And then all of a sudden, Alistair Brownlee, Kyle Smith, Max Newman, they decided to make a breakaway. And if I said Magnus Ditlev as well, he was in there. So a group of 4 guys got away on the bike, and they got away from Jan Frodeno and Christian Blumenfeld, most importantly. And so that's what gave Alistair the best start he was looking for and hoping for on the run, and he went out like a bullet as always and blew up as always recently with long course. I don't know what his tactic is with that. And then Max Newman has just done insane, and he is sprinting like no other and took the lead. Kyle Smith looked really strong at the beginning. He blew up. Magnus Ditlev is pacing it extremely well. He's in 3rd place. If I've missed anything, fill him in, guys, on the chat. It's insane. Right now, Christian Blumenfeld, by the way, is really moving, but it doesn't look like he's going to catch him. We got 4K to go, and he's 35 seconds down, and Max Newman looks fine. He looks fine. Magnus Ditlev, you can see him there in the background. A minute back, 3rd place. What a race from him. Jan Frodeno, 4th place. I'm so glad he finished top 5. He's pacing it well. It looks like 4:57 per mile. But, geez, Christian Blumenfeld there. 4:47 per mile. That's insane. Alistair's really died back there. Hopefully he can hold on to a top 5. He should be able to. I don't think he's going to. I think Jason West is going to break into the top 5. I think Jason West is coming 5th. Oh man, Christian Blumenfeld is sprinting so hard right now. Man, he looks so different. So different to Max Newman. Oh my goodness. How many kilometers left? We got 3 kilometers left to go. I think Jan Frodeno could make it to position 3. It's possible if something happens to Ditlev, but he beat Alistair Brownlee. That'll be a big headline. Woo, this is insane. There's 4,000 people watching on the YouTube right now. That's pretty awesome. This is so good. Looks like quite the traffic jam this race is causing there in Ibiza. Such an interesting broadcast, honestly. Such an interesting run course. What do you guys think? 530 watching, Michael. Yeah, I know. So cool. Yeah, it's hard to even imagine. I'm sitting here in my very dark living room at 2:20 in the morning, and just absolutely loving this race. My jaw is hurting from talking, but can I complain because these guys are running sub 5-minute miles after a bike and a swim? Marco, what a race. Yeah, I'm a little heartbroken for Alistair Brownlee, I'm not gonna lie. I picked him as my winner, and I think, you know, we just all gotta praise Max Newman after this. We just all gotta talk about Max Newman, because this guy just beat the 3 GOATs of the sport right now. And, you know, it can't be 3 GOATs, but whatever, the 3 best. He is, if he does it, if he holds on. Blumenfeld is close. But this just goes to show you, I mean, there is no hope if you can't swim in triathlon. Like, there just isn't anymore, especially at this distance. I would feel so bad for the likes of, you know, Lionel Sanders and Sam Long at this race. They just wouldn't have a chance. Blumenfeld, definitely, it looks like if he would have come off the bike, if he'd have made that chase, that split, if he'd have made that gap, he would have, sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. If he would have made it with that group that broke away, then Christian would probably take this win, but he didn't. He didn't hang on to Blumenfeld, who bridged that gap. Or he didn't hang on to Ditlev, who bridged that gap. So, so interesting to see if he can hang on here, and if Christian's able to make a ridiculous sprint finish. I saw him in person catch up to Gustav after cramping for like at least a minute and a half, and he sprinted and almost caught him at that race. Dude, Ditlev is losing hard pace. Oh, come on, Jan. You can get him. You can get him. Lap 6. Let's see here. Last lap, guys. Last lap. Neil Moody, appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on and watching. Here we go. Oh, was that Max Newman grabbing his chest for his stitch? Hopefully not. Come on, Max. Come on. You've got to root for Max at this point. If you can't, oh, I don't know. What an underdog. Wow, everyone's rooting for Max in the chat in the race. It's so fun to see. Can you shout out to my son Jensen, who's also watching? You betcha, Jensen. Come on, man. Who are you rooting for? I hope you were rooting for Max today. But if not, I hope you chose Christian as well, because Christian might catch him. What a race. I hope you're really having fun watching it, man. Hope you're into triathlon as I am. I'm absolutely mad about the sport. Great to hear that you're watching it. What incredible, inspiring men these are. I can't believe how fast they're going and how disciplined they are to do this for a career at this level. I mean, it's absolutely insane. There goes Jan. Oh, it looks like Magnus is still too far away from him. It's such a narrow run course. Oh my goodness, I can't get over that. With the fans, with athletes on so many different laps, you could easily run into somebody here. Let's go Jan into the top 3. I agree, Jonas. Come on, but it looked like Magnus was quite far away from him, and they are starting the last lap. Wow, Blumenfeld is catching him now. 23 seconds. Oh my goodness. This could come down to a finish. Sprint finish. Here we go. Ha! I was about to type in, this could be a sprint finish, Steve. This is absolutely insane. Marco, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, he can see Newman now. Oh, that is not good. Guys, I can't watch this. This feels like a penalty shootout in soccer. Like, it shouldn't come down to this. It's just too cruel. $100,000 on the line? Max could lose 50 grand just like that? Oh my gosh. How can you not have Ditlev in the top 5? I know. I'm sorry. I just, I picked Max. I knew Max was going to do well. Bishop, I really thought would surprise a lot of people. And I had to go with those top 3. So, I'm not the brightest. I'll leave it at that. Blumenfeld, Max, Verdino, Tri Bambolinos. Oh my goodness, that would be a good top 3. But I think Ditlev is going to hold on. Just my personal opinion. I think 40 seconds right now, 30 seconds, 40 seconds is a little too much for Jan. But you never know. Very Anglo-Saxon glasses on. I know they're actually the tint glasses as well that really help with the light, the blue light, because it's 2:30 now in the morning here, so this is keeping my eyes alive. They're so bloodshot, and I put eye drops in them. Because I was up so late making my last YouTube video as well yesterday, and I'm not a night person, so my eyes suffer. I've got 2 screens in front of me here going on with the races and the live stream and the live stream app that helps me live stream onto YouTube, and I'm also messaging people over here and got the tracker over here, so lots going on. Here we go, Christian. Come on, Max. 19 seconds away. 1.5 Ks to go, and Max is flying. Max is going to do it. Max is going to do it, it looks like. Oh my goodness. 19 seconds, come on, Blue. Oh, it's going to be close, eh? Just over 1,000 meters to go. They just saw each other at the turnaround. Yeah, I can see him. I can see Christian. Oh, there he is on the straight. Oh my goodness. How risky is that? They've got like 16-year-old girls there, looks like marshalling people, and they could just ruin someone's race. We almost saw Alistair got taken out earlier. Oh, Max is dying. Max is dying. Ooh, I can't watch. I'm sweaty. Come on. Blue, you've left it too late. Steve, I know. Oh, man. That angle is making it look like he can catch him. Max must be dying. Christian has got this dialed into a science, eh? Come on, Max. Come on. Come on. Come on. You've got to root for Max, guys. Come on. You've got to root for him. Christian's so good. You know, he can win. We know it. Oh. The corner. Let's see how much of a difference that made. Wow. This race is too insane. How am I supposed to make highlights after this? You know, just relax and make highlights and, you know, commentate on that. I don't think I can. It's about 400 meters now. He should have enough to hold. Oh, you just never know with Christian though, do you? You can see him back there. I just wish I could see the finish line for Max. I would also love to see how's Ditlev doing with Jan. Jan was 2 minutes back. Let's see. Ditlev a minute 35 back on those guys. Currently on the tracker it says Kyle Smith finished him first. Not true. Don't look at that. Let's see how far back Jan is. Wow. Yeah. Well, he is getting cheered on by the crowd. Come on, Max. Come on. He's about to do it, guys. He's about to do it. Max is just gonna... Max is a superstar from here on out. Something happened with my tracker there. Apologies. Oh my goodness. Here comes Max. He's got it. You're right, Steve. I think he's got it. There he goes. He rounds the corner. He's done it. He's done it. Max Newman for the win. Holy crap. Max has done it. 3:13. Oh my goodness. Wow. A new superstar of triathlon. You've seen it. He just beat Christian Blumenfeld. He just beat the Norwegians. He just beat the Norwegians. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. What a bloody legend. Wow. Blumenfeld second again. He must hate that. Kona, and now this. He did win 70.3 Worlds, but I know he would have wanted this one. That's his wife there. That is unreal. It's literally, it's almost unbelievable. Let's check his splits. The most quiet and humble guy takes the win, guys. Go listen to his podcast with Jack Kelly and how they train, and you'll fall in love with him even more. The guy said he likes to dig dirt and dig holes on his off time when he's not training. He just lives in Australia, has a simple life, no social media. I mean, that's my kind of winner. Just, you know, it's a humble. Ah, there goes Magnus Ditlev for third place. He held off Jan Frodeno. He's going to be, I think, pretty happy with that. What a fantastic race for him. I mean, he is running unbelievably well as well. Awesome. Here comes Jan. Fourth place. Oh, Frodeno almost got beaten by Jason West. Wow. Jason West. Fifth place. I can't wait to see Jason West split. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Steve, for the comment. I appreciate that. Ditlev podium. What a good race from him. Minutes quicker than Max Newman was Jason West's fastest run. Daniel Backegard, by the way, having the third fastest run as well. Look at Max. He's looking fairly fresh, to be honest. Jason West raced last week. Remember that too. Wow, Alistair Brownlee, 6th place. Dang, must be tough. Be so interesting to hear these interviews. Unreal. See you, Leon. I'll see you at the next one. Thank you. It's so good to see Jan back, hey? How good is that? 4th place. He's got to be happy with that. Only 2 minutes back. I got to check these stats to give you guys some more splits. Jason West, 57-minute run. 3:11 per K. That's unreal. Wow, Daniel Backegard, what a run from him, guys. 7th place with a sub-hour run. That's amazing. Ben Canoe in an 8th place. He'll be happy with that. Kyle Smith, 9th place. Jeez, Kyle gave it everything, eh? What happened to Smith? Yeah. He pulled an Alistair Brownlee, it looked like. That bike was nuts. These guys are warriors, man. That must hurt so bad. Helensburgh Brawl, I never got it when my teenage watched somebody watching you and commentating on it. Thanks to you, I now understand. That was great. I appreciate that. You know, it's 2:30 in the morning. I thought it wasn't that great, but thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, I think it's just fun. It's kind of like hanging out with somebody on the couch, and I never understood it either until I watched a few people doing it as well. And there's a guy called Mark Goldbridge who does it for Manchester United, and I'm a huge soccer fan, and that's why I thought of the idea of doing it. And having 550 of you, you know, at one point there at the end, and you know, we've had 9,000 views. People click on it and check this out. So hopefully we can, you know, have 1,000 of us in here watching. And well, let's take a look at Max Newman together. Oh my goodness, what a win. And you know, it just was even more special seeing something like this, seeing Max Newman win. How incredible is that? I mean, what a race we just all watched together. It just felt, you know, I just every time you guys chat, I just feel like you're right there next to me on the couch watching this. It's so awesome. Can't wait to hear Max speak now, so I'm just going to listen to him for a sec. Thanks everyone for joining in. Bye, come on, thank you. Bye everyone, take care, have a good night. I'm gonna probably switch it off as well now and just enjoy the women's race, and I might get some sleep and then start putting some of the highlights together. All right, everyone. I'm going to end the stream there. I'm absolutely exhausted. What a race that was. Thank you so much for tuning in and all the chats and all the comments. And for all of you that even just voted and or just watched me, you know, and didn't say anything. It's been awesome having you guys. And if you are a subscriber of the channel, thank you so much for watching the videos. And to all of you who message me on Instagram and send me emails, and some of you guys have sent me books, and some of you guys have sent me long emails with suggestions and how to improve my channel and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It wants to make me keep going and support this sport and help make it grow. So thanks so much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow and come back for the highlights and commentary, and also for the men's and women's race for St. George as well. I'll be doing reviews of those. So take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.